Yo legends, welcome back to the channel. Grab your headphones and lock in because today's story is on another level. Want the next chapter? Drop a comment below, and if the legend continues, I'm bringing it straight to you. Disclaimer, I do not claim ownership of this story. All rights belong to the original creators. Note, I'm constantly tweaking the settings to make it as immersive as possible. Dragon Ball, the Strongest Saiyan, Chapter 1, Saiyan Cabros. Yifeng woke up from the chaos and found that he had turned into a baby. When he looked carefully, he found that he had a furry tail on his butt. Then he observed the surroundings and was surprised. I traveled through time and became a Saiyan baby. This is the Cultivation chamber of planet Vegeta. Before traveling through time, Yifeng was a die-hard Dragon Ball fan and knew every detail of Dragon Ball. This environment made him think that he had traveled through time and became a Saiyan. Now it is still the period of King Vegeta's rule. Yifeng learned from the scientific research and medical staff who passed by that he was only a few days old, and his combat power value was 20 points, which was considered a good level among the lower-level fighters. At least it was stronger than Son Wukong's initial combat power, but compared with Vegeta's 1,000 combat power at birth, it was far behind. Suddenly, the scientific research and medical staff outside became nervous, and they were still talking about this. If Prince Vegeta had 1,000 combat power, sure enough, King Vegeta came to the nursery soon, happily lifted Vegeta up, and said that Vegeta was the hope of the Saiyans. To be honest, Yifeng still recognized Vegeta. His spirit of never giving up had a great influence on Yifeng, and his character only became a good person after fighting with Majin Buu and protecting the Earth by self-destruction. Before that, Vegeta could turn evil at any time. Don't think too much now. Since Vegeta is born, the destruction of planet Vegeta should have entered the countdown. The most important thing now is to find a way to leave planet Vegeta. Soon, half a year passed, and Yifeng could actually walk. He was worthy of being a fighting nation. It was only half a year. Yifeng could walk. It was also Cabros who was taken to the Saiyan recruit training camp because his parents had died in an attack on an intermediate planet. In the training camp, Cabros began to receive basic combat training from the Saiyans. Through training, Cabros discovered that the Saiyans used energy, that is, the energy in their bodies, very roughly, and relied entirely on their powerful talents. The instructor here is called Karazi, with a combat power of 1,200 points. He is also a lower-level soldier. His training for newborns like Cabros is to beat them up constantly, and he didn't even teach basic exercises such as push-ups and sit-ups. Cabros also asked the instructor if he could train his physical fitness by running, but Karaz looked at him strangely and said it was a waste of time. Fighting also consumes physical energy and can increase combat experience, so why should he train by himself? I am convinced. Cabros is really convinced this time. No wonder the Saiyans use the energy in their bodies so roughly. It is entirely their own fault. No basic training, always in actual combat, are you kidding? If you don't practice an action thousands or tens of thousands of times, the strength, direction, and force of the move will never be perfect in actual combat. Not to mention perfection, without basic training, you can't mobilize the whole body's strength in battle. This is also why Raditz has a normal combat power of 1,500 points, but was killed by the duo of Goku and Piccolo, who only had more than 900 points after eration. The Saiyans ignored the basics, which is why Vegeta always loses to Son Goku. Cabros asked when he could go on a mission, and Karaz told him that he would be at least 3 years old. Fortunately, it was only the 732nd year of the Age of Ages, and the Vegeta planet would be destroyed by Frieza in the 737th year of the Age of Ages. 3 years later, that is, the 735th year of the Age of Ages, there were still 2 years before the destruction of the planet. In 2 years, if he went out and did not come back, he would not be suspected. Perhaps at that time, Beerus had not yet given Frieza the order to destroy the Vegeta planet. At that time, Frieza might not have decided to destroy the Vegeta planet, and he still wanted to use the Saiyans to do things for him. After 6 months of training, plus his own growth and the basic training that Cabulos secretly did, his combat power has reached more than 40 points, which is doubled. The newborns of the same period have not even increased by 1.5 times. Seeing that Cabulos' strength has improved quickly, Karazi trained him as a genius and arranged all kinds of meat food and nutrient solution. After another 2.5 years, Cabulo's combat power has increased to 150 points. Karazi and other instructors were very surprised, because the strongest of other lower-level warriors of the same period had a combat power of more than 60 points, while Cabulos's combat power of 150 points has exceeded some intermediate warriors. You must know that the intermediate warriors have 50 points of combat power when they are born. Now the strongest is only over 200. Karazi even asserted that if he is given time, he can surpass all intermediate warriors and reach the level of senior warriors. Of course, the other instructors were also skeptical. After all, senior soldiers were born with more than 200 points of combat power, and now the weakest senior soldier has more than 700 points of combat power. It was time to carry out the mission. Cabulos directly chose a more dangerous planet. The strongest person on that planet already had 2,000 points of combat power, while Cabulos, who transformed into a giant ape, only had 1,500 points. Karas had advised him, but Cabulos said he wanted to learn from Bardock, challenge strong enemies, and surpass superior warriors. Karas could not persuade Cabulos and had to let him carry out this mission. There is a reason why Cabros chose this planet. He has done some research. This star field is relatively close to the Earth, and there are also commercial planets nearby. When his dormant period is over, he can quickly go to the Earth. As for why he is obsessed with going to the Earth, of course it is the use of blood and chi. Cabros guessed that there is a trick to the luck of the Earthlings. He has been groping for a long time according to what is said in the animation, but he has only got a little fur. This must be the lack of the core luck method. Otherwise, he is trained according to the original animation, and there is no reason why the combat power is still so slow. More than 3 years, the combat power has not even increased tenfold. You know, after Zio Wukong met Master Roshi, it increased by 20 times in more than 3 years and more than 30 times in 7 years. This gap is too big. His qualifications may not be as good as Son Wukong, but it should not be so much worse. After all, Cabros has done weight training and seawater simulated gravity training, so he can have this improvement speed. At this rate of improvement, even if it takes another 10 years, it would be good if his combat power can be improved. You have to know that this is under the condition of simulated gravity training. Son Wukong's combat power increased to 8,000 in half a year with King Kai, and to 9 in 5 days. This gap is too big. Cabros knows that if he wants to improve his training speed, he can't just rely on the experience he saw in his previous life, but must learn the core luck method. Soon, Cabros came to this planet called Rocky Star. This planet is a bit like Marvel's Earth. It has advanced technology, but it has not developed space travel technology. Cabros found that there are iron armors similar to Iron Man and genetic mutants like the Hulk. After some planning, Cabros challenged the second-ranked person on Rocky Star, who is called the Magnet King. From the Detector, this person's combat power is only 900 points, less than. After Cabros transformed into a giant ape, he once suppressed the Magnet King, but he didn't expect that the opponent had special abilities and accidentally cut off Cabros' tail by manipulating the iron sheet, causing him to directly cancel the transformation. Now his strength has dropped greatly, and he is no match at all. Damn it, ah! Cabros screamed and fell into the forest. Then, he held his breath and left quickly. As soon as Cabros left, the forest was completely destroyed by the Magnet King. After leaving, Cabros immediately removed the battery of the detector and shut it down permanently. The next step was to wait for 5 or 10 years until Frieza and the others had forgotten about the Saiyans. 3 months later on planet Vegeta, Karas looked at Cabros who had never returned and sighed. The more talented you are, the faster you die. What a pity. Not everyone is Bardock's. 2 years later, Cabros received an order for all Saiyans to return to planet Vegeta. The order also stated that Saiyans who did not return would be considered traitors. Cabros, hey, it was this order that almost made the Saiyans extinct. If I have the chance, I will definitely avenge the Saiyans and teach Beerus a lesson. As soon as he finished speaking, Cabros was shocked. How could his mentality be like this? This is not the time when he watched cartoons in his previous life. This is the real world. Compared with Beerus, he is not even as good as an ant. This mentality must be changed. He doesn't have much power, but he wants to fight against God. It's the same as seeking death. The most important thing now is to avoid the crisis of Frieza's extermination of the clan. Although after 2 years of training, Cabros's combat power has improved a lot. Because he dare not open the detector, Cabros can only estimate that he estimates that his combat power should be more than 200 points. This combat power may be a master on Earth, but in the universe, it is nothing. Cabros estimated that his combat power must have exceeded 200 points, but he was not sure whether it exceeded 300, because he clearly felt that after reaching a certain combat power, the speed of cultivation decreased. This is like Son Wukong on Earth, who was stuck at a few hundred points for 4 or 5 years. Without new ways and methods of cultivation, it is too difficult to make rapid progress. CH 300. Cabros looked at the starry sky. He knew that at this time, the Saiyans of planet Vegeta were fighting bloody battles, and he was a deserter this time. But there was no way. With his current strength, he could not even be considered cannon fodder in the battle. Cannon fodder still had 1,000 combat power, and he didn't even know if he could reach 300 combat power. He didn't dare to open the detector, so he could only buy a bottle of good wine and build a cenotaph for his instructor Karazi. Master, let's call you that. Although you have been beating me up for so many years, when I know that you value me, I swear that one day, I will kill Frieza to avenge you and all Saiyans. In 737 AK, Frieza started his war against the Saiyans. 3-year-old Kakarot was sent to Earth by Bardock and Jin, Kakarot's biological parents. Bardock died in the battle. Planet Vegeta was destroyed by Frieza. Kakarot arrived on Earth. On planet Vegeta, Bardock made his final resistance and rushed towards Frieza's spaceship. And Karas murmured to the sky, "You are not dead yet? Avenge us." Before this, he always thought that Cabros died, but today, he suddenly remembered that Cabros accidentally mentioned that if Frieza attacked the Saiyans, what should we do? He replied at the time, "No, Frieza needs Saiyans." Cabros, what if Frieza is determined to exterminate the Saiyans? Karazi, you are so young, what's the point of thinking so much? Just go and train. Cabros murmured, "I don't want to die, at least I don't want to die now without any resistance. Even if I die, I want to die on the way to the battle. I have to go on a mission." Karazi, go on a mission. You are only 3 years old. What mission do you want to go on? Cabros, Prince Vegeta is also 3 years old, and he has already been on 2 missions. Karazi, you, okay. After the test is over next month, I will let you go on the mission. Cabros, thank you, Instructor Karazi. Cabros left, muttering as he walked. Cabros, Instructor Karazi, I really want to save you, but I am not qualified to save anyone now because I couldn't even save myself. Karazi, child, save me. I have 2,000 combat power and I need you to save me. Back to the present, Karas looked at the body with a big hole in the abdomen and prayed. Cabros, live well and live with the pride of the Saiyans. Karas died. At this moment, Cabros, who was far away on the planet Loki, felt a sharp pain in his heart. Cabros, farewell, Instructor Karas. Ah, Cabros said, and released his strength to the fullest. 300 points of strength were released to the fullest, the ground shook continuously, and the nearby birds and animals were frightened and fled in all directions. It was time to move on to the next step of training. In the past 2 years, he had only been training in the wild, occasionally entering the city to replenish some salt and seasoning. Now that the dust had settled on planet Vegeta, it was time for him to move on to the next step. He set himself a 10-year plan. In 10 years, his combat power must exceed that of the strongest person on this planet. That is, more than 2,000 combat power points, and then he could take back his spaceship from the center of the planet. As for why he took the initiative to expose the spaceship and send it to the people of this planet for research, he wanted the people of this planet to resist the lightning for him and resist Frieza's search team. It won't be long before Frieza's search team will come to search for any Saiyans who have escaped. What he needs to do is to integrate into this planet, keep abreast of the latest developments of this planet, and then take the opportunity to use the technology of this planet to help him practice. Planet Vegeta exploded, and Frieza laughed as he watched the fireworks from the planet's explosion. Frieza, Dodoria-san, Subo-san, the fireworks of planet explosions are really something I never get tired of watching. Dodoria, yes, King Frieza, now the annoying Saiyan monkeys are finally at peace. Sabo, Lord Frieza, I think it is necessary to issue a wanted notice for the surviving Saiyans. It would be tantamount to eradicating the roots of the problem. Frieza, Sabo, you overestimate them. They are just a bunch of monkeys who only know how to fight. However, it is not impossible to wipe them out. I leave this matter to you. Sabo, yes, Lord Frieza. Frieza turned to leave, and Dodoria looked at Sabo, knowing that he had once again stolen his thunder. Cabros ruthlessly pulled out his tail and came to a big city called Science City, where all scientists gathered. He found the most famous scientist among them, Hill. The entrance of a building. Cabros, Mr. Hill, wait a minute, I need your help. Hill, get out of the way, I have something else to do. Cabros shook his head. He is shameless and even has to use force. Hill, you dare to use force, do you know? As Hill was speaking, he discovered that Cabros on the opposite side had disappeared. Then, his eyes blurred and he found himself outside the city. Hill, you are a mutant. Cabros, I am different from them. They have weaknesses, but I don't. Hill, how is that possible? Cabros, what I possess is pure power, not abilities acquired through external forces. Cabros was also puzzled. This planet was similar to the Marvel Universe. The Marvel Universe was too strange. Various abilities emerged one after another. Although the combat power was not great, they could all involve space and time, but the physical body was as weak as paper, and there were various weaknesses. Could it be that it was just for the convenience of those in power to control them? Hill, what do you want? As he spoke, he pressed hard on something like a remote control in his hand, but Cabros didn't react at all. Hill, you are not one of those people who have mutated by taking any drugs. Cabros, only a fool would obey that kind of thing. It's better not to have power that comes at the cost of damaging one's own potential. Okay, now we can have a good chat. Hill, what do you want? Cabros, I need you to help me with the gravity chamber. Hill, gravity chamber, what is that? Cabros, you don't know. Hill shook his head. Cabros, for example, on Rocky Star, 1 kilogram of something will only weigh 0.2 kilograms on its satellite moon mountain. I want you to build a room where 1 kilogram of something outside will weigh 1 kilograms or even 10 kilograms. Hill, that's impossible. Gravity cannot be changed. Cabros was puzzled. What was going on? It was so simple for Bulma's father, but the top scientists here said it was impossible. Could it be that there were only a few geniuses? Yes, only Earth had the universal capsule in the entire universe. The rest of the universe was probably just ordinary. Perhaps if it weren't for the development of the plot, other civilizations would not be able to build spaceships at all. Cabros, if you're sure you can't make it, don't lie to me. Hill, if someone can change gravity without much change in mass, I would like to be his teacher. Cabros, well, if the gravity chamber cannot be built, then you can help me make some gravity suits. They are soft to wear, similar to normal clothes, but very heavy, about 100 kilograms or 200 kilograms. Hill, that's no problem. Give me some time and I'll pick out the materials. Cabros, okay, I'll wait for your good news. 3 months later, a spaceship the size of a ball landed on the Loki planet. After visiting the Saiyan spaceship in the city center and viewing the battle video at that time, they confirmed that the Saiyans who came to this planet were dead, and then left. Before leaving, Sabo was still cursing, saying that only the Saiyan monkeys would be interested in such a planet. Cabros saw all this on the news. At that stop, he deliberately exposed himself to the city's cameras in order to conceal his true identity. Another month passed and the gravity suits came out. There were 3 in total, 50 kg, 100 kg, and 200 kg. Cabros was quite satisfied and let Hill go. Before leaving, he told him that it would be best if he could make 300 kg and 500 kg gravity suits. Hill only said that he would try his best, but it might not work. Cabros was no longer surprised by this. It seemed that except for the protagonist, the level of these passersby was really average. Cabros started training with 50 kg, then 100 kg, 200 kg, 300 kg. Yes, the 300 kg suit was made, but unfortunately the 500 kg suit was not made. In this way, Cabros used the suit to train hard for 5 years, and his combat effectiveness changed dramatically. Although it is impossible to use a detector for accurate measurement, according to Cabros's own speculation, his current basic combat power is definitely above 800. As for whether it has exceeded, it may have, but without measurement, he is not sure. Seeing that he had less than 1,000 combat power, but it took him nearly 10 years, knowing the plot, it was a disgrace to the time-traveling army. However, this power is really strong. With a wave of his hand, he can destroy an entire city. If he transforms into a giant ape, he can completely wipe out the entire Rocky Star in 3 days. At this time, Cabros was already 10 years old, and he had completely integrated into the Dragon Ball world, becoming a Saiyan warrior. He understood from the bottom of his heart that although combat power could be detected and calculated, it was not a set of cold numbers. It was really unreasonable to start with a basic combat power of million and then become Super Saiyan in seconds, as in other novels. To be honest, with Cabros's current combat power of 1,000, if he returns to the Blue Star before the time travel, he will be absolutely invincible, and the 5 great philanthropists will have to pay taxes to him. Chapter 3 Target Earth? Cabros has lived in the Dragon Ball world for 10 years and has gradually adapted to this world. Now he knows that combat power is really not a number and cannot be improved just by thinking about it. Over the years, he has tried every possible way, but his combat power has only increased to a little over 1,000. Of course, for a 10-year-old lower-level Saiyan, combat power is absolutely unimaginable. After all, before the Z era, the peak combat power of Saiyans was only a little over. According to Cabros's estimation, if he grows normally according to his Saiyan qualifications, his combat power at the age of 10 is no more than 300 points. And this is the height that can only be achieved under the 10 times gravity of planet Vegeta. If it were on this planet, it would be difficult to reach 200 points. It is because he trained with various methods he saw in his previous life that he has achieved today's achievements. This combat power has surpassed most intermediate fighters. Few intermediate fighters can exceed 10 points at the age of 1500. In the Dragon Ball world, every race has its limits, and every training method and environmental factors have their limits. The higher the combat power, the harder it is to improve. Why don't the Ginyu Force members train? It's just ordinary training, which only increases their combat power by a few points a year. It's completely meaningless for their combat power of tens of thousands. Even their own mutated physical fitness, that is, their talent, can increase their combat power by tens of thousands of points in one burst. They don't have a lifespan of tens of thousands of years, so training is completely meaningless. This is also because they don't know how to exercise and how to use luck. Thinking of this, Cabros realized that if he wanted to improve quickly, he had to follow the path of Son Goku's cultivation in the Dragon Ball story. He had to learn from all the masters, including Master Roshi, Master Cat, God, Popo, and King Kai. Only by learning all the cultivation experiences of these people would he be qualified to go further. Only by standing on the shoulders of giants can we see farther. There is nothing to say. Cabros began to plan to go to Earth. The first step was to find Hill and ask him to help him make a signal jammer. He had to get the spaceship in advance. If he had to wait until his combat power reached 2,000 points, it would take too long because he himself had felt that the speed of this training method had dropped sharply. Perhaps, in another 5 or 10 years, he might not be able to win, so this battle must be fought. We can't hide anymore. Escape is not the Saiyan style. In the center of the city alliance, there is a huge castle with strict defenses. There is a Misei, who is called the god of the earth, in charge. According to the results of the exploration just after arriving at this planet, the god of the earth, Misei, has a combat power of more than 2,000 points, but he is not sure whether he has improved in the past 5 years. However, it should not be much. After all, even a Saiyan like him feels that it is difficult to improve, let alone others. There is nothing much to say. He directly attacked the second best player who defeated him last time, the Magnetic King. The Magnetic King is a person with special abilities, and his own strength is not that strong. So when Cabros attacked him, he did not react and was kicked in the chest. He was seriously injured. Magnet King, it's you. How come you're not dead? Cabros, of course I'm not dead. Stop talking nonsense. You will die today. Magnet King, what on earth do you want to do? Cabros, I will destroy you and your anti-League of Legends completely. Magnet King, bastard, the god on earth will not let you go. Cabros, sure enough, you are in the same group. How ridiculous. The leader of the heroic association that people thought saved them is actually connected with the leader of the anti-League of Heroes. You are in collusion with each other and fooling the world. You should have died long ago. As he said that, Cabros didn't give the Magnet King a chance and attacked him quickly to kill him. What a pity, the Magnet King's destructive power was even higher than Cabulos's, but unfortunately he was a person with special abilities, his body was weak, and he was attacked by surprise, so he was easily solved by Cabulos. After dealing with the Magnet King, Cabulos launched a large-scale cleanup of those who opposed the League of Legends. Halfway through the cleanup, Cabulos's hair stood on end. He knew that the god of the world had already been dispatched. He did not hesitate, and after placing several time bombs as smoke bombs, he sneaked away. He asked the City Alliance Center to snatch the only spaceship. In the center of the City Alliance, a shrill alarm sounded. After entering the core circle, Cabros no longer hid. He violently destroyed the metal frame protecting the spacecraft and directly fired a skyrocket, blasting a gap in the entire base. Damn it, the other party's target is the spaceship. Quick, let the god of the Earth come back. The god on Earth has received the signal, but it will take at least 10 minutes to return. What? Damn it! You little thief who stole the spaceship, you will die a miserable death. My dream of space. With a tail flame, Cabros left the base with the spaceship and came to the wasteland outside the City Alliance. Without hesitation, he opened the hatch and got in. The spaceship took off and Cabros breathed a sigh of relief. He had already turned on the signal jammer. Now that the spaceship was in the air, no matter how powerful the god of the world was, he couldn't catch up. When he came back for recycling next time, his combat power would definitely exceed 2,000. By then, he would be the god of Loki Star. When he left Loki Star, he saw from the spaceship that the god of the world was still chasing him in the air. He was not convinced and launched an attack energy wave. Unfortunately, his combat power of points was not enough for his energy wave to break through the gravity of the planet. In the end, he could only roar helplessly on Loki Star. Cabros had learned how to operate a spaceship on planet Vegeta. After some operation, he finally set the destination of the spaceship to Earth. He looked at the fuel. Fortunately, he had deliberately prepared some extra fuel at that time. Now it should be able to make it to Earth. The Loki Star is not far from the Earth. It will take about a month to reach the Earth in this spaceship. He will have a good sleep, as a bright future is waiting for him. A month later, a ball-shaped spaceship landed on Earth. At this moment, the god in the Temple of Heaven was very nervous because he felt the amazing power of Cabrock, which was much more powerful than that of the great demon King Piccolo, and was absolutely invincible on Earth. Immortal, Bobo, there is another alien on Earth. He should be the same race as the child from 5 years ago, but his power is too strong. I am afraid no one on Earth can be his opponent. Bobo, my Lord God, the aura I felt is not that evil. Perhaps he will not destroy the Earth. God, that would be best, but the Earth needs its own warriors. Cabros did not expect that his arrival would make the gods realize in advance the need to train Earth warriors. Here, Cabros, who came to Earth, felt like he was back home. He quickly exchanged the gold and some precious metals he carried for money, and then found a restaurant to have a good meal. After eating and drinking, he set his sights on Bulma's house in Sidu. Of course, Bulma's father, Brief, should still be the boss at this time. When he mentioned Mr. Brief, sure enough, everyone knew that the universal capsule had been invented at that time, and Brief was the world's richest man. After some inquiries, Cabros knew the location of Brief's house and flew directly there. Brief, who are you and what do you want? Brief was still very wary of this man, who suddenly appeared. Cabros didn't waste any words and directly told his reasons. Cabros, I came here because I heard that Mr. Brief has strong scientific research capabilities, and I want his help with something. Brief, let me help you. My price is very high. Cabros, I have no money. Of course, I won't give it to you even if I have it. In fact, I need you to give me some shares of your capsule company so that I can have food and clothing on this earth. Brief, you are robbing me, you are dreaming. Capsule Group is my hard work, I will not give it to you. Cabros, come on, I only said I won't pay. I didn't say I won't pay anything else. How about using technology that's beyond this era? Brief, science and technology. What science and technology is more advanced than the technology of our universal capsule group? Cabros, wait a moment. After saying this, he flew away and soon came back holding the spaceship. Cabros, this is a spaceship that surpasses Earth's technology, capable of interstellar travel. Hello, are you listening? Cabros discovered that Brief ignored him and lay directly on the spaceship, his eyes shining as if he had found some treasure. Brief, this is really a spaceship. This kind of metal does not exist on Earth, absolutely not. How do you open this spaceship? Cabros walked forward and knocked on the top of the spaceship, and the hatch opened. The moment it opened, Brief jumped in and tinkered with it here and there. Cabros, how about it? What do you think of my request? Brief, I'll do anything you ask of me, as long as you give me this spaceship to study. Cabros, really? It would have been better if you did this earlier. What a waste of time. Brief, what do you know? This is manned space technology that is decades ahead of its time. I would be willing to exchange it for half of my shares in the capsule company. Cabros, half. No thanks, I only need 10%. Chapter 4, Practicing with Master Roshi with Son Goku. Brief, sure, what else do you want? Cabros, I want you to build a gravity chamber. After saying that, Cabros stared at Brief tightly. He was really afraid that the other party would say that he couldn't do it. That would be troublesome. Brief, a gravity chamber. With Earth's materials, we can only build a gravity chamber 10 times larger at best. Cabros, 10 times, that's fine. By the way, my spaceship is not made of Earth material. Can you see if you can increase the multiples? Brief, let me see. Cabros, yes, this is a combat effectiveness detector that can detect the life strength of humans and organisms. Take a look, take out the eavesdropper inside, and by the way, increase its detection limit. Brief, the detector is great. It is also a new type of sensor beyond the Earth. Don't worry, I will transform it well. Cabros, Mr. Brief, you may think that my request is excessive, but everything has a reason. Cabros told the story between the Saiyans and the Emperor of the Universe, Frieza. There was nothing he could do about it. He was also afraid that Frieza would rebel. If he didn't take out the monitoring device, the Earth would definitely be destroyed. He described it in great detail, except that he described the Saiyans' occupation of other people's planets as a last resort, saying that the Saiyans only liked fighting, not invasion, and that they had no choice but to work for Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe whose combat power far exceeded their own. But now the other party has turned against them and has exterminated all the Saiyans, and even the Saiyans' planet, Planet Vegeta, has been destroyed. Brief was surprised. Is the Emperor of the Universe so strong? Cabros told him that the Emperor of the Universe, Frieza, has a combat power of 1.2 million. He gave an example that an adult man holding a shotgun has only 5 combat power points. 10 combat power points can lift a car. 150 combat power points can push the moon away. More than 1,000 combat power points can completely destroy the moon. After he transformed into a giant ape, he had a combat power of more than. This power can even destroy the entire Earth. Brief knew how powerful the aliens were, so he didn't dare to betray them. He had originally wanted to deliberately not dismantle the monitoring device to attract the enemy to attack Facabulos, but now he didn't dare to do that. Not to mention how powerful his enemies were, he himself could destroy the Earth. If he got angry, he would just die together. To show his loyalty, Brief took Cabros to meet his wife and little Bulma. It is now 742 AE according to the timeline. He is 1 year older than Bulma, and Bulma is 9 years old today. Based on Beidou Encyclopedia, other information is not considered for the time being. Meet Bulma, the most beautiful goddess of the future, okay. This is number 18, Kai Kai and Bulma tied for first place. Cabros couldn't help but look at him a few more times. Bulma was not shy. She walked up to him and asked him what his name was and what he was going to do. Cabros, my name is Cabros, an Earth name. I'll just call myself Yi Feng. Next, I want to visit the martial arts god, the turtle immortal, hoping to improve my combat effectiveness faster. Bulma was puzzled. Why was he so anxious to improve his combat power? The Earth was peaceful. Cabros, peaceful, that's just because the powerful in the universe are not interested in dealing with low-value planets like the Earth. Once the powerful in the universe target the Earth, all the people on Earth will be killed and the planet will be sold. Cabros made it clear that he wanted to practice and become stronger, and did not agree to accompany Bulma shopping, because he knew that having no sword in hand and having a sword in hand but not using it were two different things. After the Cell Games, Goku said that he had provoked so many powerful enemies because of himself, and he might as well be dead. This statement is completely wrong. Without him, Raditz and Vegeta, the Earth would be gone and all the people on Earth would be wiped out. Because Goku has such strong power, we can see so many powerful enemies. If he didn't have the power, there would be no chance to see the powerful enemies later, because all the people on Earth would have been gone. It was Wukong's strength that gave the people on Earth a chance to survive, not that the strong power provoked a strong enemy. This is a stupid logic. Well, Son Wukong's brain is a little abnormal except for fighting. Of course, it is also possible that he wanted to get rid of Kai Kai and practice more attentively so as not to be resurrected. Cabros bid farewell to Dr. Brief and his family and flew towards Bun Mountain. From a distance, he saw Son Gohan, who was ready for battle. The original work does not clearly state the time of Son Gohan's death, but there are still 7 years before Bulma and Son Goku meet, so Son Gohan is very likely still alive. Cabros came in front of Son Gohan. Son Gohan, you have such a strong aura. Who are you? Cabros' tail wagged, catching Son Gohan's attention. Son Gohan, are you Goku's family? Sorry, I thought he had no family. That's why I adopted him. Cabros, Mr. Son Gohan, I have no ill intentions, nor do I want to take Kakarot away. I just came here to see my clan member Kakarot. Son Gohan, Son Goku's original name is Kakarot, right? But I still think Son Goku is better. Cabros, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you call me, Son Goku or Kakarot. I'm here to ask Mr. Son Gohan for an introduction. I want to train under the martial arts god, Master Turtle. Son Gohan, although I don't want to admit it, you are too strong. It is impossible for me or my master, Master Roshi, to be stronger than you, and it is difficult for us to give you any guidance. Cabros, that may not be the case. I am so strong because of my talent and race. As for the method of cultivation, I think I am still far from it. Son Gohan, since you are sure you want to do this, I hope you can bring little Goku with you to receive training from my master. Cabros, yes. Cabros didn't expect that his arrival would cause a butterfly effect, causing Son Wukong to go to Master came to train 7 years earlier. This would cause a lot of changes in the future. However, this is the world of Dragon Ball, and there is no persuasion that cannot change the plot. As long as there is enough power, following the plot is a waste of talent and dancing on a tightrope. There have been so many battles, and that time they were almost wiped out. If you have the power to surpass the opponent, it won't be so dangerous. Cabros knew that this was a real world and there couldn't be any mistakes. His previous plan to fake his death was full of loopholes, but luckily he wasn't killed. Now that he had come to Earth and was qualified to become stronger, he wouldn't waste time. Son Wukong came back carrying a big fish. The 7-year-old Son Wukong looked no different from the one 7 years later. Instead, he was half a head taller than the current Son Wukong. He was almost as tall as Son Wukong was when he fought Tain Shinhan. Son Wukong, are you my family? Cabros, not really. We are all Saiyans. You are one of my people. I have heard of your father's deeds, but I have never seen him. Son Wukong, my father. Cabros, Mr. Bardock is a rare fighting genius among the Saiyans. Son Wukong, who is stronger, my father or my older brother? Cabros, Mr. Bardock is much stronger than me. Son Wukong, really? Then I want to be as strong as my father. Cabros, I look forward to your growth. Under the introduction of Son Gohan, Cabros and Son Goku came to the island where Master Roshi was. After knowing that Son Goku was Son Gohan's grandson, he was still very happy. He asked about Son Gohan and agreed to accept Son Goku as his apprentice, but did not ask for pornographic books. However, when he arrived at Cabros, Master Roshi was very shocked. "Master Roshi, you are so strong, I am really not qualified to guide you." "Cabros, I am so strong because of my racial talent. I am far behind in cultivation techniques. I hope to get your guidance." After saying that, Cabros thoughtfully prepared a stack of color books and a number of pornographic CDs, and looked at Master Roshi with shining eyes. "Master Roshi, you want to kill me. Well, since you are so sincere, I will teach you martial arts." Master Kame wiped the non-existent cold sweat from his forehead. He did this to test Cabros' sincerity. He thought that if the other party did not respect him, he would not teach him real kung fu, but he was also afraid. Cabros' energy was too strong. If he wanted to fight, I am afraid that even if his master Wu Taidu was resurrected, he would not be his opponent. And now Cabros completely respected him and even prepared pornographic books and magazines in advance to please him. He looked like an ordinary person apprenticing to him, without the airs of a strong man at all. Therefore, he decided to teach Cabros everything he knew. In this way, Cabros practiced with Master Kame for a year and learned the Kame-style Qigong and several major moves, including Kamehameha, 10,000 Nations Shocking Palm, After-Image Fist, etc. After a year of practice, Cabros clearly felt that his foundation was more solid. And his idea was not wrong. The training of Master Kame really had a luck method, and it was not as simple as seen in the animation. After the solid foundation of Master Kame, Cabros obviously felt that his strength had been greatly improved. Not to mention how much his combat power had improved, just comparing it with a year ago, it was definitely a strength that could kill in 1 second. The current me could kill the me a year ago in 1 second. Chapter 5, Detector Repair. After completing his training, Cabros said goodbye to Master Kame and asked him about the direction of Karinta. Then he flew away. Master Roshi opened his mouth and wanted to tell Cabros about the World #1 martial arts tournament in a year. But then he closed his mouth again, because in his opinion, no one could beat Cabros, and it was meaningless for him to participate in the World #1 martial arts tournament. However, although Cabros would not participate, Son Goku could participate. For this reason, he wrote a letter to Son Gohan, wanting him to disguise himself and participate in the World #1 martial arts tournament and defeat Son Goku, so that Son Goku would know that there are always people who are better than you, and there are always better things, for fear that Son Goku would become proud and complacent. Little did he know that doing so would kill Son Gohan. Son Gohan was severely injured by the gorilla that Son Goku transformed into at the martial arts tournament and later died. Well, it was a plot kill, after all. Son Goku's son would still be named Son Gohan. Of course, it was worth it for Son Goku's grandfather to die. After all, he became Leijun's boyfriend in the underworld. How free he lived. Cabros first returned to Bulma's house and learned that the detector had been repaired. To say it was repaired meant removing the monitoring device and increasing the detection limit. Dr. Brief told Cabros that the detection limit of the current detector was increased by 200 times, and the upper limit was 100 million combat power. He also had a large detector at home, with a detection limit of up to billion. Cabros said it was amazing. He couldn't wait to turn on the detector to detect his own combat power. It had been 11 years, and there was no way to know his exact combat power. Ding ding ding, combat power, 1256 points. Cabros, 1256, not bad. This is my current basic combat power. The improvement was huge, and he also understood why he felt that he could kill himself in seconds a year ago. He thought that through the training of Kame Senryu, Cabros not only strengthened his basic combat power, but also learned how to aerate. The basic combat power is now 1256, and after aeration, it will increase by 40%, reaching 1758 combat power. This is because Cabros' comprehension of the artistic conception is not deep enough. According to Master Kame, if the comprehension of the artistic conception of the Kame style is perfected, the combat power can be increased by 100%, That is, the combat power will be doubled. This is also why Android 20 attacked Piccolo by surprise, but was still beaten to pieces by Piccolo after he recovered. The same is true for Super Saiyans. It is true that ordinary Super Saiyans can increase their power by 50 times, but they may not be able to fully exert their power. The second stage of Super Saiyan increases by 65 times, the third stage increases by 85 times, large muscles, seriously reducing speed, and the final full power only increases by 50 times. But because the excitement has been eliminated, it is close to normal. So on the basis of 50 times, using 60% of aeration is equivalent to an increase of 80 times. Later, when Vegeta saw Bulma being slapped in the face by Beerus, he was furious and increased his combat power, which is a kind of aeration. Aeration rarely exceeds 100% of the basic strength, and King Fist is an exception. Bulma, Brother Cabros, where are you going? Can you take me with you? Cabros, I want to go to Kalinta, which is a holy place for martial arts. But it's a very small place, and I'm afraid you can't adapt to it. Bulma, I'm not afraid. Cabros, all right. If you insist, I'll take you there. Bulma, I insist. In this way, Cabros could not bear Bulma's repeated requests and had to take her to Kylan Tower. Before leaving, Cabros received the dividends for the year and bought a lot of fish and put them into capsules. Yes, he had coveted Kylan Tower's senzu beans for a long time, and he would not allow a certain tank-suited Yaso to hoard the life-saving senzu beans. If such a thing really happened, he wouldn't mind being the bad guy and sending a certain tanky Yasuo to see the King of Hell. In 743 AI, Cabros came to Kalinta for the first time. On the temple. God, he is coming. Bobo, he's not a bad guy. God, I know. I have seen everything he has done in this year. I cannot say he is kind, but he is not evil either. Bobo, well, what does the God mean? God, if he wants to come to the temple to learn how to practice, I'll have to trouble Mr. Bobo. Bobo, it's okay, God, it's not a problem. The immortal thought in his heart, maybe, son Wukong, the tribe member of that strong man, can be trained to be a warrior of the earth. He watched son Wukong grow up, and after falling off the cliff, he has become a pure heart, very kind, and worthy of training. Well, let's see what happens in this world's first martial arts conference first. The two came to Karinta. Bulma was very interested in a cat that could talk. However, after being introduced by Cabros, she learned that the cat fairy had lived for more than 800 years, which she found incredible. Cat Immortal, you really need to practice with me, meow. Cabros, yes, Cat Immortal, please guide me in my practice. Cat Fairy, okay, you put on this bell and then. Cabros, what's wrong, Cat Fairy? Cat Immortal, the Immortal already knows about you, and he wants you to go to the temple to practice. Cabros, God. Cat Immortal, yes, going up from here is the Temple of Heaven, where the great immortal lives. Cabros turned on the detector, and it showed that there were two combat forces on it. 322 and 1089. 322 should be the combat force of the immortal, and 1089 should be the combat force of Bobo. Cabros has many speculations about Popo. After all, he can even transform into Super Saiyan Goten and attack together with Trunks. There are also many speculations. Some say he is an angel, and some say he is at the same level as the Great Priest. Of course, these are too far away for Cabros. Now, what he needs to do is to practice and become stronger. When encountering a crisis, he can protect himself and the people he wants to protect. Cabros, Cat Immortal, please tell the gods that I will go up after I have received your teachings. The cat fairy nodded and said, let's start. Bulma, hey, are you just going to leave a girl like me here and not care about me? Cat fairy, well here there is a water tank that can see the world. You can spend time here. Bulma, really? With an unbelievable look on his face, Cabros regretted bringing Bulma with him. It was a complete waste of time. As for saying that Cabros was just a wooden man, get rid of him. He was only 11 years old and Bulma was only 10 years old. He was not a pedophile, okay? After dealing with Bulma, Cabros and the Cat Master began to practice formally. In a blink of an eye, 3 months passed, and he finally squeezed all the practice tricks out of the Cat Master. Although the Cat Master was also taught by gods, but after 3 years, the Cat Master has his own innovations. Ding ding ding. Combat Power 1351, very good, the combat power has increased by nearly points. A good harvest. Cat Fairy, what is this? Cabros, this is a detector that can detect everyone's combat effectiveness. Cat Fairy, really? Then how much do you think I am? Beep beep, 155. Cabros, 155 points. Cat Immortal, 155, not bad. By the way, you said 1351 just now. Is that your own combat power? Cabros, yes, that's my fighting power when I'm not aerating. Cat Fairy, that's amazing. How much can you improve aeration now? Cabros, it's almost 50%. That's right, this month, Cabulos has comprehended more of the state of mind of Kame Senryu, and now can increase his combat power by 50%. 1351 increased by 50%, up to 2026 points, which means Cabulo's combat power exceeds 2,000. At this time, if he fights against the god of the earth on the Loki planet, he will definitely win. Cabros knew that it was time to end Kylanta's stay, so he took out a lot of universal capsules and proposed to exchange them for senzu beans. The Cat Fairy saw the determination in Cabros's eyes and took out all the beans. Cabros counted them and found a total of 536 beans. He took out 30 beans and returned them to the Cat Fairy, asking him to use them as seeds to continue cultivating the beans. He also told him that the beans were very important and could not be eaten by people. Cat Fairy, I understand. I won't let anyone waste the magic beans. Cabros, you don't understand. What I mean is, if anyone dares to destroy the senzu beans, no matter if that person is a good person or not, I will kill him. I will definitely do it, and no one can stop me. The Cat Immortal felt the murderous aura from Cabulos for the first time and was trembling with fear. The gap in strength was too big. The huge pressure made him deeply imprint Cabulos' words in his heart. After leaving, Cabros said hello to the Cat Fairy and left, flying towards the temple. As for Bulma, she couldn't hold on the 3rd day of her training in Cabros. At first, she was very interested in the magical water tank, but soon she got bored. She relied on her curiosity and innocent affection for Cabros to keep her going, but she only lasted 3 days. When Bulma asked Cabros to take her home, Cabros agreed immediately, picked up Bulma on the spot, and flew towards Zidu. On the road. Bulma, are you a blockhead? I'm so beautiful. Cabros, Miss Bulma, you are very beautiful, but I am only 11 years old and you are only 10. You are still too young. Bulma, when I grow up, can I be your girlfriend? Cabros, if you still want to at that time, that's fine with me. Bulma, great. After saying that, Bulma looked at Cabros with a blushing face, and Cabros also understood that he had come into contact with Bulma earlier than Vegeta, and he was not a promiscuous person, so Vegeta might have no chance. Chapter 6, Temple Training. Cabros sent Bulma home and was about to leave, but Bulma asked him to stay. She took Cabros to have a big meal with her. Cabros thought that it was better to practice with a balance between tension and relaxation, so he stayed for dinner. During the meal, Cabros intentionally suggested that Bulma learn some martial arts so that it would be better for her self-defense. Bulma was not happy at first, but she seemed to think of something and agreed with a red face. Then she asked Cabros where it would be better to train. Cabros first thought of Master Kame, but then he thought that the old man was too lustful and would definitely take advantage of Bulma. So he shook his head and said no. Bulma wondered why Master Roshi, the god of martial arts, couldn't do it. Cabros, apart from Master Roshi, the next one is Karinta. The Cat Master's Cultivation should be not inferior to Master Roshi's. Bulma, you are talking about the place we just went to. Okay, I'll go there again and practice well this time. Cabros, forget it. If you go now, it will easily slow down my progress. In my opinion, you should invite some martial arts teachers to come and practice at home. Wait until your body is used to martial arts before talking about advanced practice. Cabros refused. Although Bulma was very good, that was based on his ability to protect her. If he did not work hard to cultivate, the entire universe might disappear in the future. What would love be like then? Love is about giving, not taking. Temporary happiness does not mean lifelong happiness. Then, Cabros asked Bulma a question, that is, why she liked him. Bulma shyly answered that she thought Cabros was very handsome when he was practicing hard, and that kind of serious temperament that controlled everything made her feel very reliable, and she felt that Cabros would definitely save everyone at the critical moment. Cabros nodded and told Bulma that he would become the strongest Saiyan and #1 in the universe. Cabros said goodbye to Bulma and came to the temple. Fairy, hello, alien visitor. Cabros, well, it seems that the immortals are not from Earth either. The immortal was surprised and asked excitedly, do you know where I am from? Cabros, judging from your appearance, you should be a Namekian. Shanxian, Namek, no wonder I always feel that I look different from others. Cabros, maybe the gods will have a chance to return to Namek in the future. God, really? But I am now the god of Earth. I am afraid I cannot go back. Cabros, I just want to go back and take a look. It should be fine. By the way, Master God, please guide me in my cultivation. As he spoke, Cabros clasped his hands together and bowed. Immortal, to be honest, your strength is far beyond mine, and I am not qualified to guide you. However, Mr. Bobo may be able to do so. Cabros, Mr. Bobo, please guide me. Bobo, okay, I will do whatever the immortal tells me to do. CBLOSS, thank you. Bobo, put on the bell again and come over here. Let me see your basics. Cabros, good. As he said that, Cabros attacked, using all his moves, such as whip kick, straight punch, after-image punch, kamehameha, etc., without even touching the corner of Popo's clothes. This surprised Cabros very much. After he was aerated, his combat power exceeded 2,000. After Popo was aerated, he was not weaker than him, and he was better than him in both attack and defense. Sometimes, Cabros even felt that Popo's body started to move and counterattack without even thinking. Maybe he was really an angel. Of course, this cannot be said. At least the combat power has not reached the level of Super Saiyan 3. It cannot be said, because if you don't reach Super Saiyan 3, the angels will not look down on you. The battle between Goku and Beerus at King Kai's place, and Wise putting down the lunchbox in his hand several times is an example. Goku became Super Saiyan 3, and then Wise started to eat. Perhaps only when you reach the 6th dimension, you are qualified to be noticed by the angels. Here, the standard of combat power dimension is that below 100 points is the 1st dimension, 100 point is the 2nd dimension, minus 100 million is the 3rd dimension, and so on. 100 billion 1 trillion, that is, 1 trillion is the 6th dimension, and the 7th dimension is the dimension of God. Here we are talking about the power dimension. The realm dimension is another thing, which will be discussed later. Bobo, Cabros, looking at your movements, there are very few unnecessary movements, but it is still not enough. Your heart must be as calm as the sky, and your movements must be faster than lightning. Cabros, please teach me. Bobo, okay, you remember this mantra and luck method. This is called sky aeration. If you master it completely, you can increase your strength to more than 100%. As for how much it can be increased, it depends on you. Cabros, more than 100%. Cabros was extremely surprised. This was the first time he heard of a technique that could inflate the air to over 100%. No wonder Son Wukong could rely on a basic combat power of 416 to fight against Raditz, who had a combat power of 1500. It turned out that the sky aeration was so powerful. Cabros nodded and wrote down the luck method and formula of sky aeration. As he changed the luck formula, he soon found that his body seemed to be redeveloped, revealing his heart everywhere. Very good, in this way, his training speed can be improved. There are still 6 years before the plot begins, and more than 10 years before Vegeta comes to Earth. There is plenty of time, maybe by then he can become a Super Saiyan. He is not the protagonist, and he does not believe that he can cross the gap from combat power to million combat power in just a few days. This gap must be overcome with time. Soon a year passed, and Cabros was still receiving training in the Temple of Heaven. At this time, he had already received training on the dummy created by the Super Divine Water. When Bobo proposed to use the gravity suit for training, Cabros said that the clothes he was wearing now were gravity suits, weighing 300 kilograms. Bobo was a little surprised after hearing this. Bobo, so you've been training in a gravity suit. Take off your training suit and see how strong you are. Cabros took off his gravity suit and increased his strength to maximum without aeration. Beep beep, combat power 1980. Bobo, pretty good strength, let's see. Beep beep, combat power 366. Bobo, well, now your aeration can increase your strength by 70%. You still need to keep working hard. Cabros nodded, turned around and was about to join the battle, but suddenly felt a familiar force. Ding ding ding, combat power 1100 points. This is the Saiyan's energy. It's Son Goku. He's transformed into a gorilla. God, yes, Son Goku is fighting with Son Gohan in the World Martial Arts Tournament. Oh no, Son Gohan is dying. Cabros was shocked. This should be the 20th martial arts tournament, which was 5 years earlier than the original. Son Wukong's combat power exceeded 100 at this time, and his butterfly had a great influence. However, the immortal said that Son Gohan was no longer viable. Was it a plot kill? If so, I had to be careful. I had to raise my strength to the Super Saiyan level as soon as possible, and even my basic combat power had to exceed 1,000 million so that I would not die at the hands of Frieza's brother Cooler, if Cooler existed. Just like that, another year passed, and the practice in the Temple of Heaven was completely over. According to Bobo, future practice would depend on oneself. Before leaving, the immortal offered to help Cabros seal his tail, but Cabros refused. What a joke, that is the source of Saiyan power. Without it, how can you become Super Saiyan 4? Super Saiyan 3 will become a leaky Super Saiyan 3. Cabros told the gods not to seal the Saiyan tail in the end because it would affect the growth of the Saiyans. He didn't want to see Son Wukong lose to Majin Buu because of a leak. Finally, Cabros measured his combat power. The base was 2457, the aeration was 4300, and the aeration degree had increased to 75%. This improvement speed was very fast, much faster than when he was practicing on Loki Star, and he learned sky aeration, and now his strength has greatly increased. Now he is definitely better than all the intermediate warriors of the same age, and he is not afraid of even the superior warriors. After leaving the temple, Cabros first came to Kalinta. He learned that the production of senzu beans had begun to decline recently for unknown reasons. Cabros, then don't use them indiscriminately. Save the senzu beans and give them to the Earth warriors when the Earth encounters a strong enemy in the future. Cat Immortal, I understand. I will keep an eye on the senzu beans in the future. Cabros left and came to Baozi Mountain, where he met Son Wukong, who lived alone. Cabros, Kakarot, Grandpa Lunch is dead. Son Wukong, yes, my grandfather said he was trampled to death by a big monster. He also told me not to go out on full moon nights. Cabros laughed in his heart, that monster is you. At this time, a voice sounded. Cabros, why are you here? Cabros, Bulma, why are you here? Bulma, I'm here to collect Dragon Balls. I heard that if you collect 7 Dragon Balls, you can make a wish come true. Any wish can come true. Cabros, so what is your wish? Bulma hesitated. Cabros, how about making Bulma young and beautiful forever? Bulma, surprise, why didn't I think of that? Love you. Bulma said as she kissed Cabros. Son Wukong, can you give me this wish? I want to revive my grandfather. Bulma and Cabros looked at Goku in surprise. Chapter 7, Dragon Ball begins, where the dream begins. Cabros glanced at Bulma and said weakly, Cabros, how about Bulma? You can make your wish come true next time. Bulma, why? I want this wish. Cabros, but Goku is his grandfather. Cabros, Bulma, you are too young now. If you stay young forever, what will happen if you stop growing? Bulma, Bulma looked at her chest, which was just a small bun, and her face suddenly turned panicked. Bulma, here you are, this wish is yours. I don't want it anymore. As she said this, Bulma actually started to cry. Looking at Bulma, who was only 13 years old, I felt a headache. It was only the 746th year of the Iki era, 4 years before the ND Tenkaichi Budokai, and 3 years before Bulma's first appearance in the original novel. Was Bulma so fragile 3 years ago, or was she only fragile in front of me? This is what Cabros thought. Cabros, okay, After we finish collecting the Dragon Balls this time, I'll go shopping with you. Bulma, really? That's great. Seeing Bulma like this, Cabros realized that she was only vulnerable in front of him. Just like that, several people began their journey to find the Dragon Balls. Just like the original, they first met Oolong. Unlike the original, the current Son Wukong has a combat power of more than 130 points. You must know that without Eration, Master Roshi only has a combat power of 139. Now Goku is no weaker than Master Roshi. Relying on the Saiyan's physique of becoming more and more courageous in battle, it is really hard to say who will win the battle between the two. Although Master Roshi has many years of experience, Son Wukong is a Saiyan and the protagonist. With the same level of combat power, it is basically impossible to win Son Wukong. So facing Wulong, Son Wukong just showed his aura and scared him away. Don't say Wulong is timid, aura is really something that exists. Remember the beginning of the story, when Son Wukong was looking for the lost son Gohan, he met a tiger. The tiger was baring its teeth at first, but Son Wukong just glared at it and slightly raised his aura, and the tiger was scared and ran away with its tail between its legs. After passing the Oolong level, they met Yamcha next. This time, Bulma saw that Yamcha didn't have much experience, so she just said handsome guy. Instead, Yamcha fainted. Several people waited for Yamcha to come and invited him to join the team to find the Dragon Balls. When Yamcha learned that they had practiced with the martial arts god Kame, he immediately decided to become Kame's apprentice. Cabros also thought it would be better for Yamcha to become a disciple early. In the original novel, he wasted his best years in Cultivation and began to become a disciple of Master Kame, but was rejected. Now it is several years earlier than in the original novel, and Yamcha is still young. At this time, perhaps Master Kame will be impressed by his qualifications. However, Cabros still reminded Yamcha and told him Master Kame's preferences. Now, Yamcha is full of confidence and feels that he can definitely become a disciple of Master Kame. Cabros was also curious. If Yamcha had not wasted his best training time, who would be the strongest Earthling between him and Krillin? After meeting Yamcha, they came to a desert. Because Pilaf and his gang had not started collecting Dragon Balls at that time, the Dragon Ball appeared in the desert. Bulma, Cabros, how far do we have to go? It's so hot. Cabros took out a capsule and opened it, revealing a refrigerator. He took out a bottle of iced drink and handed it to Bulma. Cabros, it's around here. Nonsense, if they weren't almost there, he would have just carried Bulma and flew over. As for Son Wukong and Yamcha, let them run in the desert. The desert is just right for training. Son Wukong, I want a drink too. Cabros, stop talking. We are almost there. Let's get the Dragon Ball and leave the desert first. Son Wukong, you are biased. Cabros, I admire you. This is what a pure heart is like, right? Cabros was convinced. What could he say? Is it normal to be partial to your girlfriend? Maybe someone else would say so, but Son Wukong was the only one who made people hate him. Of course, if it were someone else, they wouldn't ask such a stupid question. Cabros, here we are right down there. Son Wukong looked at the yellow sand under his feet. Son Wukong, but there is sand underneath. Cabros, go away, Goku, and help me watch Bulma. Son Wukong nodded. As the others left, Cabros raised his energy to the maximum and began to spin. Soon a tornado formed around him, which rolled up the yellow sand under his feet. Soon, a Dragon Ball was revealed. It was the 7-star Dragon Ball. Help. Cabros turned around and found Bulma was blown into the air, so he flew over to catch her. After landing, he found that Son Goku and Yamcha were blown far away, and half of their bodies were buried in the yellow sand. Cabros pulled the two out. Cabros, are you okay? Son Wukong, Cabros, you're so awesome, so strong. Cabros, I'm just older than you. You will be as strong as me in the future. Son Wukong, really? Then I must practice hard. Next, the few of them experienced an attack from the violent group Rabbit Group, but were easily defeated by Son Wukong. It is worth mentioning that when they arrived at the fire on Pingdipan Mountain, Son Wukong and Kiki met in advance. With the friendly reminder of Cabros, the Bull King hid part of the treasure under the mountain. After all, Cabros didn't want to see a useless son Gohan, and with the money, Kai should not hinder Son Gohan from practicing. The last Dragon Ball was on the island where Master Kame lived, and several people came directly to the island. Master Kame saw Bulma and wanted to take advantage, but after Cabros coughed a few times, he calmed down. It was really terrible. He felt a terrifying power from Cabros, which was much stronger than 2 years ago. Cabulos thought that if Cabulos wanted to, he could kill him in an instant. Ha! Cabulos sneered, overestimating himself. With Cabulos's combat power of 139, anyone with a combat power of more than 300 points can kill you instantly. Why did he raise his combat power so high? It was because Cabulos had lived too long and had too much experience. Cabulos estimated that after Cabulos's eration, his combat power would definitely exceed 200 points. In addition to his hundreds of years of experience, his martial arts understanding was amazing even to the angels. It would be fair to him to increase his combat power a little. Of course, Cabros's combat power exceeds 2400, and after eration, it exceeds 4000. This gap cannot be made up by experience and understanding of martial arts. For example, Bruce Lee competed with a 3-year-old child who had just learned to walk. They were both unarmed. How could the 3-year-old child win? The child could have lasted 1 second longer because Bruce Lee was letting the child win. Therefore, after Cabulos's warning, Master Kame became much more honest. Of course, Cabulos was not reassured because he knew that Master Kame was so bold that he dared to take advantage of Android 18. He was really not afraid of death. It was only because he was Krillin's master that he would lose if he lived 1 more second. Speaking of Android 18, she is the goddess of childhood, and he must get her. Before Bulma, Cabros just went with the flow, but for Android 18, if anyone dares to compete with him, he will definitely destroy the Earth. No one can help him. If God or angels insist on intervening, he can only compromise temporarily. But when his combat power allows, he will destroy the entire universe and kill all the angels. He is so stubborn and persistent. Android 18 is Cabros's Achilles heel. Anyone who dares to prevent Cabros from getting her will be killed. With the help of Cabros, Son Wukong obtained the Somersault Cloud, and Yamcha became Master Roshi's apprentice in advance. Master Roshi, Yamcha, you have good talent, but you are a little old. Fortunately, it is not too late. Yamcha, I will practice hard. Shenlong, come out, make my wish come true. As the spell was recited, a dragon appeared. Cabros, Goku. Son Goku, please resurrect my grandpa Son Gohan. As Son Wukong finished speaking, everyone was looking forward to it, including Master Roshi, who didn't want his apprentice to die so early. No, he refused. Master Roshi, what? Why would Gohan refuse? Master Roshi was very surprised. Shenlong, he said he found his lover in the underworld and doesn't want to come back. Son Wukong, what does it mean to have found love? Why doesn't Grandpa come back? Cabros, Son Goku, a lover is someone you spend your whole life with. By the way, Goku, if you have great merit or a backer in the underworld, you can continue to live with your body, which is equivalent to immortality. I think the reason why Son Gohan doesn't want to come back is that he has the right to keep his body in the underworld, so he doesn't want to give up the opportunity of immortality. Master Roshi, keeping the body and being immortal? I heard from my sister that such a thing exists, but I didn't expect Gohan to have this opportunity. Cabros, Grandpa Gohan doesn't want to come back, so this wish is for me. Son Wukong nodded woodenly. Cabros, Shenlong, please allow me and Son Wukong to gain the ability to survive in the universe. Shenlong hesitated for a moment. Shenlong, yes, this wish can be fulfilled. However, since there are 2 of us, after the wish is fulfilled, no new wish can be fulfilled within 2 years. Can it be fulfilled? Cabros, I am sure. Please allow Son Wukong and I to gain the ability to survive in the universe. The dragon's eyes flickered with a red light, and Cabros felt like there was something new in him, something was different. Survival in the universe. In the future, any random enemy can explode a star. If you cannot survive in the universe, you will feel insecure. Next, several people practiced on Kame Island. At the reminder of Cabros, Bulma began to invent nutrient solution and equipment to help with training. A bottle of nutrient solution can make a Saiyan like Cabros full, which is very valuable, especially in battle. Although there are a lot of senzu beans now, they should be used sparingly. In addition, Bulma also invented a treatment cabin, which is the same as the one used by Frieza's army. A seriously injured person can lie in it and recover completely within 2 hours through liquid treatment. Soon, 3 years passed, and on this day, Krillin arrived. Cabros was already 17 years old, and his height was 1.75 meters, which was considered an adult's height. Bulma also matured a lot. Cabros knew that it was time for him to leave. It was time to go to King Kai's planet, his next training ground. Going there to do gravity training now should not affect his height and physical potential. Chapter 8 Future Plans. Before leaving, Cabros checked everyone's combat power. His current basic combat power is 5236, and the aeration is over 9,000. The aeration degree is close to 90%, which is the result of 3 years of practice. Of course, this is still tested while wearing a 300 kg gravity suit. According to Cabros's own estimation, if he takes off the combat suit and aerates himself, he will definitely find it. This combat power has exceeded most of the senior warriors. You must know that during the reign of King Vegeta, there were only a few warriors with more than combat power. A combat power of more than is no longer measured by the level of the warrior. As for the others, under the pressure of Cabros, Son Wukong's fighting power has more than doubled. At the last test, his fighting power has exceeded 250 points. According to Cabros's estimate, when the 280th World Martial Arts Tournament is held in a year, Son Wukong's fighting power will be at least 300 points. It is not certain whether it can reach points, but Piccolo will definitely be able to easily survive this catastrophe. Son Wukong does not need to drink the highly toxic Super Divine Water, and he will not need to desperately use the high-powered Kaioken later. Without these two things, his viral heart disease will probably disappear. Of course, it may continue to exist. After all, this viral heart disease is equivalent to plot killing. Son Wukong, who survived this catastrophe, is the real protagonist of the Dragon Ball world. Cabros also has his own ideas. Since he came to Earth so early, some things must be changed. The most important thing to change is the cognition of the Earthlings. We must not allow Satan to steal the achievements of others. Moreover, the Earthlings here have no respect for the strong at all. It is simply stupid. A little bit of deception, dare to grin at the ridiculously strong Z warriors. This is really something I have never seen before. Look at those races in the universe. When they hear the name of Frieza, they are terrified. The Earthlings are good. I don't know who saved them. The most frustrating thing is that the Monkey King family, who saved the Earth many times, actually lived a miserable life. Even though we are not Chinese, we still need to let people know that there is no free lunch in the world. Every time we save the Earth, we need to pay. Otherwise, there is no benefit from just fighting. No wonder Yamcha finally went to play baseball. The first step of the Cabros plan is to set up a security company, which is the kind of security company that specializes in protecting important people. The company provides bodyguard services, and Z warriors such as Son Goku can serve as guest elders. You can get a high salary in the company, and when you have a big client, you can protect him. When the company grows bigger, you can execute the second step. In the name of the company, call on the warriors all over the world to participate and create a martial arts alliance, so that people all over the world can recognize the power of warriors, respect them, and aspire to become warriors. Only in this way can the status of warriors be improved. The Martial Arts Alliance is also responsible for protecting the Earth, and the cost of protecting the Earth is paid by the only political power on Earth. It seems that there is only one country on Dragon Ball Earth, and it is ruled by a dog. All the expenses of the Martial Arts Alliance are included in military expenditures. Of course, if the Dog King is unwilling, then let Piccolo or Raditz destroy all the armies of this country. Only by making them realize that the army they rely on is nothing in front of the warriors of the Martial Arts Alliance will they pay obediently. Of course, although the Martial Arts Alliance needs military funds to support it, the members of the Martial Arts Alliance will definitely be carefully selected, and there will be no backdoors, unqualified people, or empty salaries. There will also be no corruption, jealousy of geniuses, etc. In his previous life, Cabros read a novel called Swallowed Stars, in which the human race is truly united. The reason for unity is simple. The strongest, the Great Axe and the Lord of Chaos, are selfless people. They value unity, and other conspirators can't make waves at all. Whoever shows up will die. In other words, as long as Cabros remains the strongest, the Earth will always be a united and harmonious family. There will never be evil deeds such as killing innocent people for credit, framing others, using public power for personal gain, corruption, bullying the minority, and school bullying. Some people may think that Cabros is too straightforward and cannot beat those conspirators. Unfortunately, this is the Dragon Ball world, where there is the ability to go back in time. You can see the past and the future through the time ring. Therefore, all conspiracies will be exposed under the dimensional crushing. Even Cabros will let Bulma study the device to read memory. Try to avoid wrongful convictions. When a Daluo Jinxian is willing to spend enough energy to sell the entire Earth once to cross the long river of time just to make the crime exposed, then the evil people on this planet are pathetic. That's right, evil people are pitiful. As the saying goes, I won't offend others if they don't offend me. As long as you have the intention to harm others, it's your fault. Everyone should honestly create value for society. There is no way. This world has the God of destruction and the King of all. It's not that you are weak, but that you are right. In the eyes of the King of all and the God of destruction, you deserve to be eliminated and destroyed. In this environment, any opportunistic behavior is a betrayal of the entire human race. After thinking so much, Cabros didn't know how far he could execute it in the end. What he had to do now was to increase his energy, because he always felt that something was going to happen. Every time Bulma came, she always looked at Cabros with hesitation. Cabros guessed that it had something to do with Bulma's sister Tais. Perhaps it would not be long before he would have to leave the Earth and leave this comfort zone. So, he had no choice. Now he had to complete the training on King Kai as soon as possible, and then come back for 100 times gravity training. Only in this way could he surpass most of the bad guys on the cosmic battlefield. By then, as long as he doesn't encounter the Ice Demon Clan or the evil Namekian, he should be able to deal with most crises. Next, let's talk about everyone's combat power. Under the encouragement of Cabros, Yamcha's combat power has also improved by leaps and bounds. In 3 years, his combat power has increased from 10 points at the beginning to 151 points now. It can be said that with this combat power, even if he faces Tain Shinhan, he will not lose so badly. Now there are still 4 years to the ND World Martial Arts Tournament. Who knows who is stronger between the two? From this point of view, Yamcha's qualifications are actually very good. In the original story, he wasted his best time in training, which is why he was suppressed by Krillin. I won't talk about Krillin, he just came here, his combat power is 10 points. It is worth mentioning that when Cabulos passed on the method of sky aeration and other training methods in the Heavenly Temple to Master Kame's basic combat power actually increased. In 3 years, from the initial combat power of 139, it has increased to the current combat power of 169. Although it is not much, facing Master Crane or the later Piccolo, Master Kame should have a different performance with his years of accumulated experience. When they arrived at Bulma's house, Cabros proposed the idea of a security company to him. Bulma, security company? Why did you start a security company? Is the money at home not enough for you? Cabros, I just want everyone who practices martial arts to have a decent way to make money. Bulma, you mean Goku and the others? Cabros, yes, especially Goku. I need to practice without distraction and not worry about trivial matters in life. I need an opponent to spur my growth. Bulma, okay then. By the way, my sister Tais has been in space for a long time, and my father wants you to bring her back. Cabros, is she in danger now? Bulma, it's okay now, but she's always on the front line, I'm afraid. Cabros, it's okay. Even if something goes wrong, we can still use the Dragon Balls to revive her, right? Now, I'm going to do the final training. After this training, I will surpass most people in the universe, and then I will personally bring your sister back. Bulma, yeah, I understand. Cabros, by the way, how is the research on the gravity chamber going? Bulma, my father and I have been researching it, but currently we can only increase it up to 100 times. Maybe when you go to the universe and find more advanced materials, we can increase the multiples. Cabros, 100 times, that's enough. I'll go to King Kai first, and then I'll do gravity training when I come back. When I get used to 100 times gravity, I'll go and bring your sister back. Chapter 9, Training on King Kai, Combat Power 45,000. Cabros came to the temple and told the gods his plan. The gods were very surprised that Cabros knew about King Kai. After confirming Cabros' request, the gods brought Cabros to the underworld. When King Yama learned that the gods brought a living person to the underworld, he was very angry. However, when he heard that Cabros was going to meet King Kai and might become his disciple, King Yama reluctantly let him go. Before Cabros left, he also said that if Cabros did not become King Kai's disciple, he would go to hell after he died. Cabros was a little amused, but he didn't show it. It wasn't that difficult for him to become a disciple of King Kai. In the future, when he became stronger, he would have a chance to become King Kai or the god of destruction. He would settle the score later. It was not worth getting angry with these little gods now. Arriving at the entrance of the snake path, Cabros flew directly to the end. One day later, he saw the beautiful snake palace in the middle of the snake path. He ignored it, took out a bottle of nutrient solution from his arms and drank it, then continued on his way. He arrived at the end of the snake path the next day. Looking up at King Kai's planet in the sky, Cabros felt a little emotional. After so many years, he finally reached this point. After King Kai's training, he would have to rely on himself for a long time. This was his last chance to make rapid progress. Therefore, Cabros must seize this opportunity to try his best to improve his understanding of the use of power in the Dragon Ball world. And it would be best if he could get some information about realm cultivation from King Kai. Cabros jumped hard and came to King Kai's planet. When he arrived at King Kai's planet, Cabros saw Babris dancing at first sight. Cabros, who was familiar with the plot, naturally knew that Babris was not King Kai of the North, but he still walked up. Cabros, excuse me, are you Lord Kai? But Babris could only bark but not answer. At this time, the real King of the North walked out of the house. King Kai of the North, who is it? Cabros, you are Lord Kai. Cabros pointed at King Kai and Babris, looking unsure. King Kai, nonsense, that's my pet Babris. Who are you? What are you doing here? Cabros, Lord Kai, I am from Earth and would like to learn martial arts from you. King Kai, Earth, you are alive. Cabros, yes, I was sent here by the gods from our Earth. King of the North, have you been recognized by the gods? It seems that you have good character. It's not impossible for me to guide you in your cultivation, but you have to tell a joke first and make me laugh. Cabros, joke, no problem. As for jokes, Cabros thinks jokes are a piece of cake for netizens who have been baptized by self-media in the 21st century. Cabros, Lord Kai, if you make a wish the moment you see a shooting star, the shooting star may not be able to hear your voice until after it falls. King Kai of the North, what do you mean? Cabros, the speed of sound is so slow. King Kai, ahahaha, sound travels slowly, hahaha. By the time the shooting star hears my wish, it will have been a long time since it landed. I'll make a wish to a stone on the ground. Hahaha, so funny. King Kai of the North rolled on the ground with laughter, and Cabros felt a little embarrassed. This joke was rather dull and not very funny. It seemed that King Kai of the North had a very low sense of humor. Cabros, a timid and nervous witness, is being questioned by a lawyer. The lawyer asked sternly, have you ever been married? Yes, I was once. The witness' voice was very low and trembling. Who did you marry? A woman. The lawyer was a little angry. Nonsense, of course you married a woman. Have you ever heard of anyone marrying a man? The witness trembled and said, I have heard of it. My sister married a man. King Kai, ha. His sister is a woman, of course she married a man. I am dying of laughter, so funny. Boy, you are a professional. Cabros, a crow was thirsty and looked for water everywhere. The crow saw a bottle, but it was only half full of water. It couldn't drink it. What should it do? Then the crow saw many pebbles by the stream. It picked up the pebbles one by one and put them into the bottle. The water level in the bottle gradually rose. It was about to drink it. Suddenly, it thought of, North Kai King, what does this mean? Cabros, Lord North Kai, there are stones beside the stream. King Kai, ha 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 ha, there were stones by the stream, but he insisted on drinking from the bottle. He even held so many stones in his mouth. How stupid. Ha ha ha, I am dying of laughter. Cabros was about to say something else, but King Kai of the North stopped him with a wave of his hand. King Kai, that's enough. If you keep saying that, I'll choke on my laughter. I can't do it anymore. You passed. Cabros understood that the so-called joke was also a test. Since he was learning from others, he naturally had to abide by their rules. Cabros obediently stopped talking and stood aside. King Kai, ahem. I promised to teach you martial arts, now let me see how good your basics are. Jump up from here and do your best. Cabros nodded, jumped with all his strength, and disappeared directly into the clouds. It took a while for him to come down, and then he moved quickly, performing various attacking movements. His movements were clean and neat, with basically no unnecessary movements. After practicing for a while, Cabros took off his gravity equipment and aerated it, and fought with the air with all his strength. After all the operations, the North King was very surprised. King Kai, you are pretty good. Your combat power is not weak. If calculated according to the universal combat power of the universe, your basic combat power is around 8,000 points. After eration, your combat power has increased to more than 1.4 points. You are considered a very powerful person in the universe. Cabros, compared to the truly strong ones, I am still very weak. Lord Kai, I hope to get your guidance. King Kai of the North, sure, but I see that you adapted to the gravity of my planet very quickly. On Earth, it's only 1/10 of the gravity here. Even if you are powerful, it should take you some time to adapt. Could it be that? Cabros, yes, Lord North Kai, I am not from Earth, I am a Saiyan. King Kai of the North, it is rare to find a Saiyan as kind-hearted as you. Cabros, the Saiyans in the past did many wrong things only because they were coerced by Frieza. In fact, the Saiyans just like fighting. King Kai, that's right. By the way, are you the new king of the Saiyans? I think your fighting power should be stronger than King Vegeta. Cabros, no, since the Saiyans have been exterminated by Frieza, the remaining ones are just wanderers in the universe. Without the tribe, how can there be a king? Besides, Prince Vegeta's strength should be higher than mine. King Kai, Prince Vegeta? His strength is indeed not weak, but after my guidance, you can definitely surpass him. Well, let's get started. You should remember my method of exercise first, and then practice on King Kai's planet. After all, you have been away from planet Vegeta for too long. Practicing in an environment 10 times stronger than Earth should greatly improve your strength. Cabros nodded and then practiced under the guidance of King Kai. Soon, half a year passed, and Cabros mastered all the moves except Yuenki Dan. The basic combat power also increased from 8,000 to the current one. After eration, the combat power reached, which is the full strength after taking off the gravity suit. Of course, Cabros has now adapted to the 3x King Kai. Unfortunately, King Kai improves the basic strength, not the strength after eration. So now Cabros opens the 3x King Kai, the maximum combat power. North Kai King, well, your training is complete. You are very good and have mastered my original Kaioken perfectly. Cabros, thank you, Lord Kai. King Kai, it's a pity that you haven't mastered my spirit bomb. Your mind is still not pure enough. Cabros, Lord Kai, although I haven't mastered the spirit bomb, I can feel the different powers within it. Is that a more advanced power? King Kai of the North was surprised. King Kai, yes, that is a higher level of power. Cabros, how can we master higher level power? North Kai King, realmed. Cabros, please teach me Lord Kai. King Kai of the North hesitated for a moment and nodded heavily. King of the North realm, this is what I observed in the lower realm. I saw that many talented people created methods to improve their realm. Although many failed, there were still some that succeeded. These are their experiences in improving their realm. You can refer to them. King Kai of the North solemnly handed a pile of books to Cabros. After Cabros took them, his heart was pounding. He had obtained the method of cultivating a certain realm just like that. Chapter 10, Gift from the Future. Cultivation Methods to Reach the Divine Realm. Cabros was flipping through the notes, feeling a little dazed, as if these things shouldn't exist. Cabros, Lord Kai, are there any people among these cultivation realms who have really succeeded? King of the North. Cultivation realm, are you kidding? If you want to improve your realm and cultivation dimension, there is only one way, and that is to inherit the priesthood. Cabros, didn't you just give me? North Kai King, well, your training is complete. You are very good and have mastered my original Kaioken perfectly. Cabros, Kaiosama. King Kai, it's a pity that you haven't mastered my spirit bomb. Your mind is still not pure enough. Cabros, Lord Kai, I know a man whose heart is very pure. King Kai, are you sure? Don't lie to me. A pure heart is not just a lie. Cabros, of course, I'll have him come over some other day. King Kai of the North, well then, get him here as soon as possible. Cabros nodded and then left King Kai's planet. He was very confused. Why did King Kai clearly give him the cultivation method of the God realm? But why didn't he admit it? But he didn't look like he was pretending. Is there any hidden story, or was time manipulated? Cabros has read a lot of novels, and his imagination is very big. He knows that there is a situation where the things that the future self leaves for the past self will violate the time paradox. But as long as the future self is strong enough, the past is not unchangeable. Could it be that the future self really did something, and the future self gave himself the cultivation method of the God realm that he had worked so hard to create? But this doesn't make sense. Since the future self can deduce it, the past self must be able to do it, unless, what was missed? What regrets made the future self travel through time and space to give the past self the cultivation method of the God? The snake path is not too long for the current Cabros, and one day is enough to return to Earth. When he came to Bulma's house, he flipped through the cultivation methods of the God realm in his hand and felt that his guess should be correct. It was definitely his own work. After all, it contains records and deductions of the Tao Te Ching, the Book of Changes, the Nine Yin Manual, the Yi Jin Jing, Tai Kai, etc. on the Yi Jing website. People in this world cannot have these things. Cabros understood that his future self must have made great sacrifices to deduce the cultivation method of the divine realm from the memory of the previous life and some Taoist thoughts. It was estimated that when he deduced it, it was already very late, so that he missed a lot of things, and even gave up his dignity and licked the stinky feet of the god of destruction like Vegeta in the original work, in order to get the opportunity to become stronger. After he became strong to a certain extent, he was no longer afraid of the backlash of time, so he passed these things to his current self through King Kai of the North. It can be said that with this cultivation method of the divine realm, or even a cultivation method that leads directly to the great Tao, I will not be weaker than anyone else, and it is not impossible for me to surpass the Omni-King in the future. Perhaps my future self has already surpassed the Omni-King, far surpassing him, and reached the only mythical Daluo realm in the heavens. Mythical Daluo is a permanent state of enlightenment, and my current self may just be the obsession left by my future self to make up for the regrets in my heart, and to draw a circle for this rising world. These were all Cabros' conjectures. He changed his mind and stopped thinking about those things that were too far away. Now, he had to start cultivating the divine realm. 3 months later, Cabulos had already started practicing in the God realm, and the dimensional barriers of his body began to loosen. According to his own estimation, at this rate, it would take 3 years to practice to the second-order dimension. That is, the dimension of the cat fairy. He also felt that with the improvement of the power dimension, it would be helpful for the practice of the God realm. In other words, when he became stronger in the future, he would be able to practice the dimensional power of the God realm faster. After a day of training, Bulma came over. Cabros, don't come in. Bulma, Bulma was surprised at first, then screamed. Cabros rushed over, picked up Bulma, and left the gravity room. Cabros, Bulma, are you okay? As he said this, he quickly crushed a senzu bean and put it into Bulma's mouth. Bulma, it's okay, what's wrong with me? Cabros, I was driving the gravity room just now. The gravity inside is 20 times, and your body strength can't keep up. Once you enter, the gravity will crush your internal organs. Bulma, 20 times the gravity, you weigh 80 kilograms, so 20 times the gravity is 1,600 kilograms. Can you bear it? Cabros, the pressure from the outside is not so bad. The most important thing is the pressure on the internal organs. If you are not careful, it is easy to die from the internal organs bursting. Bulma, okay, I understand. I won't go in there again. Cabros, by the way, Bulma, why did you come to see me? Bulma, I can't look for you if there's nothing wrong. Cabros, what's the matter? Tell me. Cabros pinched Bulma's nose. Bulma, why are you like this? I have already registered the company you need. When will it start operating? Cabros, we can do it now. Find some ordinary martial artists to join the company as bodyguards. After a while, at the world's #1 martial arts tournament, we will spread the news and recruit real martial artists. For the usual bodyguard missions, ordinary martial artists can do it. For special missions, we can let Wukong and his team do it. Bulma, yeah, I see. By the way, when are you going to leave for my sister? Cabros, what? Something happened. Bulma, well, she followed the Galactic Patrolman Kaku to a very powerful planet. They said that bad guys were going to invade their planet. Since the strong guys on that planet are so powerful, yet they were invaded, then the enemies who invaded them must be very strong. I'm afraid she's in danger. Cabros, in that case, I'll leave tomorrow. Bulma, you don't want to continue training. Are you strong enough to fight? Cabros, no matter how much my combat power is raised, there will always be someone stronger than me. It will never be enough. But since you told me this for the second time, it must be a time of urgency. For you, I have to go. Bulma stared at Cabros in a daze. Cabros, by the way, Bulma, if we start from Earth, how long will it take to reach that so-called powerful planet? Bulma, it should take about 3 months. Cabros, it seems that I don't have time to participate in the world's #1 martial arts competition this time. Then please help me cheer for Son Wukong. When he wins the championship, I can invite him to join our Tianlong security company. Bulma nodded, I will. Cabros, okay, I'll leave the company's affairs to you. I'll continue my training and leave for that planet tomorrow. Bulma, it seems to be called Dako Planet. Cabros will set off tomorrow for Dako Star. Before leaving, Cabros went to find Son Wukong, because he knew that without the deterrence of strength, it would not be so easy for Son Wukong to join his company. Son Wukong, you said you want me to join your security company. What is that? Cabros, let me tell you about the benefits of joining my Tianlong company. First, if you join Tianlong company, you will be an employee of my Tianlong company and can get my guidance on cultivation. In other words, if you join us, we can often learn from each other. Son Wukong, okay, I agree. Cabros, if you want to hear what I have to say, join my Tianlong company, and you will be provided with food and accommodation, and you will be well fed every day, and you can eat any variety of delicious food. Son Wukong, that's great. I want to join, let me join quickly. Cabros, finally, you will be given a fixed amount of money every month to support your family. Son Wukong, family, I am alone. You have provided me with food and shelter, why do I need money? Cabros, it's up to you. You can buy some snacks with the money, and you will be a family in the future, so you won't be alone anymore. This money will be useful. Of course, you can also ask Bulma to save it for you first, and then give it to your wife. Son Wukong, wife, is it something delicious? Cabros, you'll know later. Son Wukong, then when will I join your Tianlong company? Cabros, of course, you have to wait until you win the first place in this year's world #1 martial arts tournament. You must win the first place to join. Not everyone can join my Tianlong company. Son Wukong, okay, I will try my best. Cabros, so unconfident. Son Wukong, I can't beat you. You are too strong. Cabros, don't worry. I won't participate in this year's World Martial Arts Tournament. I have other things to do. Son Wukong, other things. Cabros, yes, I want to go to the universe to save Bulma's sister. Son Wukong, are there many masters in the universe? Cabros, absolutely. Son Wukong, then I want to go too. Cabros, you should win the first place in this world's #1 martial arts tournament first. You can only work with me if you become an employee of my company. Son Wukong, good. Now I have a goal. I will work hard to win the championship of this year's world #1 martial arts tournament. Chapter 11, setting off into space, Tais and Vegeta are in crisis. After saying goodbye to Goku, The next day came quickly, and Cabros walked into the spaceship. Bulma, Cabros, you must come back alive. Cabros, I will definitely come back alive. Bulma's face was determined. She thought to herself, if I really can't come back, I will definitely use the Dragon Balls to resurrect you. Bulma, Dad, this time Ross will bring my sister back. Let's not let her run around. Dr. Brief, don't worry, when we come back this time, we will never let her leave the Earth. Bulma muttered in silence, this is to let her have fun on Earth. She is so old, but she doesn't even have a boyfriend. She still needs my boyfriend to rescue her. If something happens to Lowe's, how am I going to live? Dr. Brief, what are you talking about? That's your sister. Bulma, Cabros is my boyfriend and future husband. Bulma exclaimed. Dr. Brief got it. Cabros will be fine. Bulma, it'll be okay, Dad. How did you know? Dr. Brief, Cabros, he told me that he never does anything without confidence. This time, he agreed to go to the universe to find your sister Tais. He must think that he is strong enough to deal with most of the bad guys in the universe. Bulma, really? Dr. Brief, of course. Last time you told him about this, didn't he say he was going to King Kai to train? Now that he's back from King Kai's training, his strength must have improved. Bulma, that's better. In the starry sky of the universe, Cabros made a training plan for the next half-month. At present, he has just adapted to 20 times gravity, of course, while wearing a gravity suit. His goal is to adapt to 15 times gravity in 50 days, and this is without the gravity suit. Although taking off the gravity suit will weaken the training effect, the training in the gravity room itself is from the inside out. Training in a gravity suit is not good, which will cause the body and internal organs to be out of harmony. Of course, if the gravity room multiple cannot be increased, it is inevitable to wear a gravity suit for training, because it is a helpless move. As long as the gravity chamber multiples can be increased, the speed of training will be faster without wearing a gravity suit. The body and internal organs will be subjected to the same pressure, which will allow the body to adapt to the higher gravity multiples more quickly. There is nothing much to say. Cabros is not Son Wukong. It is impossible for him to adapt to 50 times gravity in a few days. He made a plan to adapt to 50 times gravity because his body has already adapted to more than 30 times gravity, and now only his internal organs have not adapted. Of course, even if it is only the internal organs, it is still a bit risky, so his first step is to increase the gravity to times. The plan has been set. Whether I can successfully cultivate to 50 times in the end depends on the actual situation. I hope that I can be more powerful when I start to cultivate. 15 days later, on the distant planet Dark, Tacy carried the seriously injured Vegeta and escaped with difficulty. As for why Tacy was with Vegeta, it was because after Tacy and Garker arrived at Dark, Dark was invaded by a powerful enemy. The invasion started with Vegeta and his gang, but as soon as they arrived, they were intercepted by the mecha troops of Frieza's brother Cooler, including Shavza, Nez, and Dre. It turned out that this was the junction of the two galaxies, and the two universe emperors wanted to take charge of it. Frieza sent out Vegeta's team, while Cooler sent out his own ace mecha team. Obviously, the gap between Vegeta's team and the mecha team was too big, and even after transforming into a giant ape, they could only barely escape. Tais and Caker were separated because the battle between the giant ape Vegeta and the mecha troops was too intense and the aftermath was too strong. Tais, who was separated, saw the seriously injured Vegeta. Seeing that Vegeta looked similar to an Earthling, she subconsciously regarded him as a good person. Vegeta was the same. Now he was seriously injured and dying. Seeing Tais' appearance, he thought she was also a surviving female Saiyan, so there was inevitably concern in his eyes. After all, he, Nappa, and Raditz were all men, and there were no female Saiyans, which put the Saiyans in danger of extinction. As a Saiyan prince, he had to consider the future of the Saiyans. It was because of this friendship with Tais that he and Bulma became husband and wife in the original story. Tais never appeared in the original story, and even when Goku and Vegeta surpassed the gods and became invincible in the universe, Tais was nowhere to be seen. It is very likely that she did not survive this crisis. If she had survived, Vegeta's partner should have been Tais, not Bulma. Vegeta, leave me alone and go away. Tacy, no, I have to save people to the end. I, Tacy, will not give up halfway. Vegeta, you didn't listen to me. If you weren't a female Saiyan entering the village, I would definitely not be polite to you. Tacy, what female Saiyan? Don't move. Let's hold on for a while. My sister contacted me. She said she has asked her brother-in-law Cabros to come to Planet Dax to rescue us. Vegeta, you said you are not a Saiyan, but why is your tail gone? How stupid. You actually pulled out the most important tail of a Saiyan. Tacy, what tail? Tais looked at the tail behind Vegeta and reached out to touch it. Vegeta, let go, stupid woman. Tacy, really? Vegeta, stupid woman, I'm asking you a question. Where's your tail? Tacy, I'm a girl, I don't want a tail. Vegeta, how stupid. Vegeta, oh, silly woman, your sister said someone will come to save us. Are there any other Saiyans alive? Cabros, that's the name of a Saiyan. Tacy, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me tell you, you'd better stop calling me a stupid woman. My brother-in-law Cabros is very powerful. If you keep talking nonsense, I will let him teach you a lesson. Vegeta, is Cabros very powerful? How strong is he? Tacy, my sister said that even when Cabros doesn't use Ken, his combat power is 6, which is much higher than his combat power of 1.5. Vegeta, what? 6? Are you sure he didn't transform into a giant ape? Tacy, gigantic ape? You mean the gorilla you turned into? No, my brother-in-law Cabros has a combat power of 6 in human form. Vegeta, really? That's great, 6, 60 after transformation, already surpassing Frieza, so we Saiyans don't have to look at Frieza's face anymore. I didn't expect that there is such a strong person among the surviving Saiyans. Could that Cabros be a Super Saiyan? Tacy, what is Super Saiyan? I don't understand. But Bulma clearly said that Cabros should arrive at the Nemesis today. Why hasn't he come yet? Vegeta, are you coming? Cabros, if you really have a normal combat power of 6, then we Saiyans can get rid of Frieza. I look forward to your arrival, Cabros. Don't let me down. In the spaceship near Dak, Cabros, who had stopped practicing, was eating. Cabros, fortunately, I have finally adapted to 50 times the gravity this month. As expected, the greater the pressure, the greater the motivation. I didn't expect that I could adapt to 50 times the gravity in just half a month. My current combat power should be above 4 normally, and I have already adapted to the 5x Kaioken. The detector shows that the maximum combat power of this planet is just over 17. I should be able to handle it. There are still 2 hours to reach Dak Star. Let's take a rest first. Sleep for an hour and a half to restore the energy after practicing for more than 10 days. On the side of the Jijiya Sentai, Zabuza, Nezu, and Dre are searching for Vegeta. Neji, damn, Vegeta is such a good runner. Dre, the Saiyan monkey is indeed slippery, but I wonder if Vegeta's 2 Saiyan followers left Planet Dark ahead of time. We've been looking for them for so long, but still can't find them. Zabuza, probably. However, I didn't expect to meet the Galactic Patrol, otherwise they wouldn't have let Vegeta escape. Beep beep, combat power 5. Zabuza, oh, didn't you find it? Vegeta was injured so badly that his combat power is only 5. No wonder we haven't found him for so long. Let's go and see how the Saiyan Prince is doing. As they spoke, they flew towards where Vegeta and the other man were hiding. On Tai's side, Vegeta's detector also sounded a shrill alarm. Vegeta, they are coming, you go first, I will lead them away. Tacy, you are the wounded, I'll come. Having said that, Tacy rushed out by herself. Chapter 12, Combat Power 20, the end of the mecha team. In the spaceship, Cabros put on his clothes and stood at the exit of the spaceship. Cabros, it's almost there. I can already feel Tai's energy, which is similar to Bulma's. There's another person next to her, and then there are 3 powerful energies coming over there. Very good. Is it a critical moment? This is not me saving people at the right time. This is just the right time. Tacy ran out of the cave where she was sitting and stood in the open space outside. She saw Zabuza, Nezi, and Dara appear in the sky. Zabuza, why is she a woman? Her combat power is also wrong, only 2 points. Nezi, Hey, woman, is there anyone else in that cave? Tacy, no, it's just me. Neezy, really? I don't believe it. Dree, why are you talking to a woman? Why not just kill him? Neezy, what do you know? This woman is so beautiful. Can I take her home to play with her? Dree, with her small body, she would be gone if she exerted any force. Neezy, you will die if you don't speak. I can't be a vase. Shawiza, forget about it. No matter whether there is anyone inside or not, just blow up the cave. Tais, no. Zaviza, no, is there someone inside? Is it Vegeta? Tacy, no, there's no one inside. Shaviza, really. As he spoke, a ball of energy gathered in his hands. Saviza, come out, Vegeta, you can't run away. Vegeta walked out slowly. Shaviza dispersed the energy ball. Zaviza, you finally came out, Vegeta. Have you accepted your fate? Vegeta, humph. Tacy, didn't I tell you not to come out? Why did you come out? You make my sacrifice meaningless. Vegeta, shut up, stupid woman, none of us will die. Zaviza, are you talking in your sleep? Vegeta, you are dead today. I said no one can save you. Vegeta, really? If Lord Frieza were here, would you still dare to say that? Nezu, King Frieza. King Frieza, we are King Kula's confidants, and we came here on King Kula's orders. You. Zaviza, stop talking. It's shameful that King Frieza didn't come. Vegeta, it seems you are afraid of King Frieza too. Saviza, Vegeta, what you said is useless. King Frieza is King Kulad's younger brother, so we should naturally respect him. If he came in person, we would naturally let you go. But you seem to have made King Frieza take you seriously enough to come here in person. Vegeta, of course King Frieza didn't come, but warriors far more powerful than you did. Vegeta's inner thoughts. He is still the pride of us Saiyans, a Super Saiyan, a warrior who surpasses Frieza. Zaviza, you are such a boaster. Except for King Frieza, everyone else in your Frieza army is a bunch of losers. Vegeta, you guys are so stupid. You can't even tell that I'm stalling for time. Vegeta saw Cabros appear silently behind Zaviza and the others. The tail around Cabros' waist confirmed his identity as a Saiyan. Shaviza, is it useful to delay time? In the face of absolute power, any conspiracy is useless. Sadly, your struggle is just to make an appointment with me before you die. Pa, pa, pa. A round of applause rang out, and behind the mecha team, Cabros arrived. The three looked back and saw Cabros with surprise in their eyes. Shaviza, I didn't expect there are still Saiyan monkeys alive. You monkeys are so tenacious. Cabros, judging from your appearance, you must be Gila's men. I can't remember your specific names. Dree, damn it, you don't even know my name. I think you did it on purpose. Come and die. Dree sent a shockwave towards Cabros, but Cabros slapped the shockwave away. Shaviza, not bad. You can take Dree's attack. Let me see your fighting ability. Drip drip. Shaviza, this is really amazing. As a Saiyan monkey, he actually has such fighting power. Having said that, Shaviza became obviously serious. Zaviza, Nez, Dree, let's go together and quickly get rid of this Saiyan monkey. Dree, Shaviza, what are you doing? You are just a piece of trash with 40,000 combat power. Look how scared you are. I can handle it by myself. Shaviza, you can't do anything about it. Once he transforms into a giant ape, we'll all die. Nizai, transform into a giant ape, damn. Transform into a giant ape and increase the strength tenfold. That's not 41 people fighting. We are doomed. Dree, impossible. Shaviza, we must not give him the chance to transform. Saiyan monkey, I have to admit that you are very strong, but your combat awareness is too poor. You should transform into a giant ape and kill us in one go. Vegeta, hey Cabros, right? I'll help you hold them back, you transform quickly. Cabros looked at Vegeta in surprise. He didn't expect to see Vegeta here. He didn't expect Vegeta to sacrifice himself for him. He could feel through his chi that Vegeta's current condition was not optimistic, and he might even die at any time. He actually wanted to help him hold back the enemy. Caballos, Vegeta next. As he said that, Cabros threw a Senzu bean to Vegeta. Senzu beans are good things. He used 10 Senzu beans in this half-month training. Otherwise, he would not have adapted to 50 times gravity so quickly. When throwing it over, Cabros was ready to use 5x Kaioken to intercept the mecha troops. Fortunately, they didn't know the effect of the Senzu bean and did not intercept it. Vegeta took the Senzu beans and looked at Cabros in confusion. Cablos, eat it. Vegeta didn't hesitate. He seemed to know that Cabros would not harm him, so he put it directly in his mouth and ate it. This is... Vegeta was shocked. All his injuries and strength were restored and even improved a lot from what it was before. Vegeta, very good, this way I can also participate in the battle. I will not lose my mind after transforming into a giant ape. Moreover, now my strength has increased greatly. After transforming into a giant ape, I can defeat the strongest Shaviza. Zaviza, what? That tiny bean actually made Vegeta fully recovered. Cabros, Vegeta, you have to protect Tais. You don't need to take any action against them. I can do it alone. Shaviza, arrogant. Cabros, really, you guys should take a good look at this fighting power. As he said that, Cabros used the Kinken directly, preparing to end this battle completely. Because he was careless just now, he actually exposed the existence of the Senzu beans in front of these people. If the detectors of these people also pressed the listening device, then the matter of the Senzu beans may have been known by Kula and Frieza. So he must get rid of them before Tais or Vegeta told the matter of the Earth, or in other words, destroy their detectors. Ding ding ding, fighting power. Bang, the fighting power was shattered. This was intentional by Cabros, who blew up several people's detectors, including Vegeta's. Shaviza, how is that possible? You haven't transformed yet, but you have a combat power of 20. Are you the legendary Super Saiyan? Vegeta, that's right, he is the super warrior of our Saiyan race, the Super Saiyan that even Frieza and Cooler are afraid of. You are dead. Shaviza, let's go, run away separately, and be sure to report the appearance of a Super Saiyan here to Lord Gilla. Vegeta, ahahaha, so what if you report Cooler and Frieza? Cabros has a combat power of 20 before he transforms. After he transforms, it must be over 200 million. Frieza's combat power is only 53. Even if Cooler is his brother and stronger than him, how much stronger can he be? All of them combined are no match for Cabros. Shavza, damn Saiyan monkey, what do you know? You can judge the strength of Lord Gilla. Even if that Saiyan really has a combat power of 200 million, he can't be Lord Gilla's opponent. Vegeta, bah, whatever you say, you're all dead anyway. Nizi, damn it, I'll kill you first. Cabros, I'm sorry, he's right, you all have to die today. Since you made the first move, I'll start with you. Nizi, what, ah. Nezi screamed because Cabros punched Nezi's abdomen directly with a punch, and then chopped off his head with a knife. When Nizi saw his own body, he shouted in disbelief, damn it, King Gilla will avenge me. On the other side, Shaviza and Dre were running away frantically. Of course, Nezi's combat power was also over 15, which was not much different from theirs, but he was killed in an instant. If they didn't run away, they would be waiting to die. Cabros, run, what a joke, can you run away? As he said that, Cabros instantly accelerated and came in front of Dree. Seeing Cabros appear, Dree punched Cabros with all his strength, but Cabros in front of him disappeared instantly and came behind him, also cutting off his head with a knife. Then, a Qigong wave turned him into ashes. Cabros would not punch the opponent in the face like Dragon Ball warriors did. That was a sheer waste of time. It was much easier to use a hand knife. He simulated the form of Chi, and the hand knife formed a real Chi knife. Chapter 13 tells Vegeta how to transform into a Super Saiyan. Zaviza flew forward with a horrified look on his face. He didn't expect that Nezi and Dre would be killed just after the fight. They have the same strength as him. It's over. This Saiyan has hidden his strength. 20 combat power is definitely not his full strength. We have all been deceived by him. When King Gilla fights him, don't be misled by today's data. Zaviza still wants Cooler now, and he is indeed more loyal, but Cabros will not leave him. Because Cabros's current strength is far inferior to Frieza and Cooler, so it is not possible to pry them away now. Although it is a pity to destroy such a fighting force of more than 100,000, there is no other way, right? It's over. Shaviza, how could it be so fast? Cabros, with high combat power, of course the speed is fast. 5 times Kaioken. Zabuza had a sinister look on his face, and he also transformed an air knife into his hand and stabbed it towards Cabros. Cabros dodged it easily and then punched Zabuza in the abdomen, causing him to bleed profusely. His fist was holding an air knife. Cabros, you make too many unnecessary movements and react too slowly. Never mind, you won't understand anyway. Shavza, what did you say? Unnecessary movements, eh? Cabros, as expected of you, you are Zabuza who can create the air sword. Your comprehension is really amazing. I am a little reluctant to kill you. Shavaza, damn Saiyan monkey, don't insult me. I will never join you even if I die. Cabros, really. You are really loyal, but it's a pity that you chose to die. Shavaza, I see. You used some secret method, didn't you? This is your strongest power, right? It's a pity. With your current strength, you can't beat King Gyula. Cabros, of course I know that I am no match for Cooler and Frieza right now, but you are wrong about one thing. There is no limit to the power of Saiyans. 6x Kaioken. As he said this, Cabros forcibly activated the 6x Kaioken, increasing his combat power to over 24. This time, Zabuza had no power to resist at all. With such a big gap in combat power, he could only be killed instantly. Under Zabuza's incredulous gaze, Cabros' strength and speed surged, and he cut off his head with one punch, followed by a shock wave that completely turned it into a bloody mist. How is it possible? His fighting power can be improved. Could it be that the legend is true, the legendary Super Saiyan? This was Shavaza's last thought. After killing Shavza, Cabros instantly released the 6x Kaioken state and felt sore all over. Sure enough, using the 6x Kaioken was still a bit difficult. I must not pretend like this in the future. If I really have a viral heart disease, it will be a big deal. At this time, Vegeta, who was far away, saw Cabros had defeated his opponent, so he flew over with Tais. Vegeta, Cabros, sir, look, I have brought Miss Tais here with me, protected her. Cabros was a little surprised to hear Vegeta's words. When did Vegeta become so good at talking? Is he still the arrogant Vegeta? In the original work, he never gave Kakarot a good look. However, after thinking about it, Cabros also understood that when Vegeta first went to Earth to meet Kakarot, he started with a condescending attitude and overwhelming combat power. Naturally, he looked down on Kakarot, so later, when Kakarot surpassed Vegeta, it would only arouse Vegeta's desire to win. Cabros showed a combat power that was 10 times that of Vegeta when he appeared. This combat gap cannot be made up by pride. Didn't you see that Vegeta was also very careful when facing Beerus? It seems that Vegeta is still very sincere. A real man can bend and stretch. Cabros, well, that was hard work. Vegeta, it's not hard. Lord Cabros, are you a Super Saiyan now? Cabros, not yet. Vegeta finally asked the question he had always wanted to ask, but received a negative answer from Cabros. What else did he want to ask? But Tais interrupted him. Tacy, hey, are you the awesome boyfriend my sister Bulma was talking about? You do look awesome, but is that all? Tais' words made Vegeta nervous for a moment. Vegeta, stupid woman, stop talking nonsense and apologize to Lord Cabros right away. Tais, why? Vegeta, Lord Cabros' combat power is over 20. Killing you is a piece of cake. Tais, I don't Cabros, right? I'm Bulma's sister, you should call me sister. Vegeta, it's over. Cabros, Sister Tais, Bulma asked me to come to Planet Dark to take you home. Vegeta, what? Lord Cabros actually called Tais sister. Tacy, of course, he is my sister's boyfriend, so of course he has to call me sister. Cabros, Vegeta, you don't have to call me Lord Cabros, just call me Cabros. Vegeta, really? Cabros, of course, you could be my brother-in-law in the future. I won't call you that, but we are a family. Vegeta, a family. Tacy blushed. What are you talking about? Cabros, who would like a cold man like him? Vegeta, no one would like a stupid woman like you. Tacy, humph, I will never talk to you again, Vegeta. Vegeta, I won't pay any attention to you. Cabros, forget it, why are you doing this? Tais, shut up. Cabros, Sister Tais, your fate is now in my hands, so you'd better not speak so loudly. Tais, what do you mean? Vegeta also listened attentively, thinking that Cabros was going to harm Tais. Cabros, Dr. Brief told me that you are running around in the universe every day, which is very dangerous. If you go back this time, you may never be able to leave the Earth again. Tais, what? How could they do this? Cabros, to be honest, if I hadn't arrived in time this time, you would be dead. It's really dangerous to wander in the universe anymore. Vegeta, Cabros is right. Tacy, no, I still have to write my novel. Cabros, that's not up to you. Dr. Brief has told me that I must bring you back to Earth. Tacy, bastard Vegeta, how can you be so weak that you can't even protect me, and yet you still need my brother-in-law to protect you? It's shameful. Vegeta, I am pretty good too. Tacy, then why is Cabros so much stronger than you? Vegeta, Cabros hee. Cabros, Sister Tais, please don't make things difficult for Bon and Vegeta. In fact, Vegeta is considered a strong man in the universe. Tacy, he turned into such an ugly gorilla and still couldn't beat those 3 bad guys. You easily solved them in just a few moves, and you still say he is strong. Cabros, you can't compare with me. In fact, Vegeta is very powerful. He can easily destroy the entire Earth. Tais, destroy the entire Earth? Are you serious? Cabros, of course, what I said is true. If you don't believe me, you can ask Vegeta. Of course, you can also ask Vegeta to set off some fireworks or explode a star for fun. Tais, no way. Is Vegeta that strong? Vegeta, Cabros, you just said that you are not a Super Saiyan yet. Doesn't that mean Super Saiyan refers to someone? Cabros, that's right. Not everyone can become a Super Saiyan, but every Saiyan can transform into a Super Saiyan after training. Vegeta, what then? Cabros, you want to know how to become a Super Saiyan? Vegeta nodded. Cabros, actually, it is very simple to become a Super Saiyan. As long as your basic combat power exceeds 300 million, you can use the emotion of anger to guide your transformation into a Super Saiyan. Vegeta, what? Basic combat power 300 million? I need a basic combat power of 300. Do I still need to transform into a Super Saiyan? Frieza's combat power is only 53, Cabros, are you sure you are not kidding? Cabros, I'm not kidding, and you seem to have misunderstood something. Frieza is a member of the Ice Demon clan, and they can transform. Vegeta, you mean 53 is not Frieza's true combat power at all? Cabros, according to the information I got, Frieza's combat power in normal state is 53. The first transformation can increase his combat power to 100 million. The second transformation, the combat power should be above 260 million. The third transformation, which is also his final form, his true face, has a combat power of up to 1.2 million. Vegeta, what? 1.2 million? How is that possible? How can Frieza be so strong? How can the Saiyans take revenge if he is so strong? When Vegeta heard the number 1.2 million, he was very depressed and seemed to have lost his fighting spirit. Chapter 14, Frieza is eager to recruit talents. Cabros, is this the only blow that will make our Saiyan prince give up on revenge? The prince is too fragile. Vegeta, what do you know? That's 1.2 million. My current combat power is only 1.8, which is nearly times worse. Halfway through the conversation, I realized that this sentence was not said by Tacy, but by Cabros. It was embarrassing. Vegeta, Cabros, you said that. Do you know how to defeat Frieza? Does Frieza have any weakness? Cabros, weaknesses no. Vegeta, how do we win? Cabros, didn't I tell you that when your combat power exceeds 300 million, you can transform into a Super Saiyan? A Super Saiyan can increase your combat power 50 times over the normal level. In other words, we only need to reach 300 million combat power. Vegeta, is that so? 300 million combat power is hard to come by. Cabros, there's a trick. Vegeta, tell me the trick. Cabros, the trick is very simple. First, you need to learn a luck method and then do gravity training. Vegeta, luck method. What is that? A method of using energy. But isn't that how energy is used? As he spoke, Vegeta gathered a shockwave and blew up a small hill. Cabros closed his eyes. Cabros, try attacking me. After hearing this, Vegeta quickly launched an attack on Cabros, but no matter which direction he attacked from, he was easily defeated by Cabros. Vegeta, how is that possible? Are you sure you didn't open your eyes secretly? Cabros, there's no need for me to lie to you. Besides, you make too many unnecessary movements. Vegeta, what do you mean by too many unnecessary moves? Cabros, just put this on and hang it around your waist. Cabros took out a bell and handed it to Vegeta. Vegeta, what does this mean? Cabros, attack me and see. Vegeta attacks and the bell keeps ringing. Vegeta is not convinced. Vegeta, are you kidding me? With such a big move, the bell will definitely ring. Cabros, that's not the case. As he spoke, he took out another bell and hung it around his waist. He also made large movements, but the bell did not ring at all. Vegeta, this is impossible. Cabros, Vegeta, you don't understand luck at all. In fact, most people in the universe don't understand luck. Only a powerful luck method can better develop the potential of the human body and improve faster through practice. Vegeta, I understand. I'll try to learn a luck method, but what does gravity training mean? Cabros, you should know that when planet Vegeta existed, its gravity was heavier than that of most life-bearing planets in the universe. I have calculated that it should be 10 times the gravity of an ordinary life-bearing planet. Vegeta, you mean, go to a planet with higher gravity to train. Cabros, you can say that. You are sure you know how to exercise. Vegeta, I am the Prince of the Saiyans. I am not like those lower-level warriors who only know how to fight. I must practice fighting skills regularly, right? I know, and after regular training, my body can remember the attack angles of the movements better. Cabros, as expected of Prince Vegeta, you are smarter than I thought. Vegeta, it's a pity that I didn't know about luck and gravity training before. Otherwise, my fighting power would have surpassed Frieza long ago. It's normal Frieza. Cabros, oh, by the way, let me tell you one last thing. You can change your combat effectiveness at will through luck. This is very important for you to hide in Frieza's army. Knock on the door and I can tell you like this. Vegeta was very happy after hearing this. Vegeta, great. This way, they will misjudge my fighting ability, and when the real battle comes, I will be able to surprise them and gain the upper hand. Cabros, well, it's time for Tacy and I to leave. If you have time, you can come to Earth to see Tacy. Vegeta, Earth. It seems that Raditz's brother Kakarot was sent to Earth. Cabros, yes, I have seen him. His name is not Kakarot now, but Son Goku. Vegeta, really? How strong is he? Cabros, Goku is still young and is still laying the foundation. Vegeta, laying the foundation means learning how to use luck. Cabros, exactly. Vegeta, in that case, I can't slack off. I can't let myself be surpassed by Raditz's brother, a low-ranking warrior. Cabros, Vegeta, let me tell you something. After learning the luck method, you will find that the Saiyan warrior evaluation criteria are wrong. Vegeta, really? Cabros, yes, I can tell you the truth. I am actually a low-level warrior. When I was born, my combat power was only 20 points. Vegeta, how is that possible? Cabros, okay, Vegeta, you have said the words "how is it possible" many times today. It's time for us to go. We should practice hard in the future. After all, Frieza and Cooler are swords hanging over our Saiyan heads. Vegeta, I understand. By the way, Cabros, when we fight Frieza, don't take action. I want to defeat him myself. Cabros, sure, as long as you have the ability. Vegeta, thank you. Vegeta left. Cabros and Tacy watched Vegeta leave on the spaceship, and Tacy's face was full of reluctance. Cabros, okay, Sister Tacy, we will have a chance to meet again in the future. Tacy, well, let's go too. In this way, Cabros and Tais boarded the spaceship and prepared to return to Earth. On the spaceship, Cabros suddenly remembered something and hurriedly contacted Bulma. Soon the communication was connected and Bulma's image appeared in the spaceship. Bulma, what's going on, Cabros? Did my sister pick up the phone? Cabros, of course, I'll take action and everything will be okay. As he spoke, he made way, revealing Tai's figure. Bulma, sister, I'm glad you're still alive. Tais, what? Are you cursing me to die? Bulma, no. Sister, when you come back, I'll prepare your favorite hamburger dinner. Tacy, really? Everything in the universe is good, except the food is too bad. It's not as delicious as the food on Earth. Bulma, okay, sister, let's talk when we get home. I think Cabros has something to say, so you let him talk first. Tacy, you are so good, Bulma, a man who forgets his principles for the sake of beauty. Bulma, get out of the way. Tacy, okay, I was just kidding. I won't disturb you two from reminiscing about the past. Bulma, Cabros, thank you for taking care of my sister this time. Cabros, it should be. By the way, Bulma, if you want to upgrade the gravity room, what kind of materials do you need? Tell me. I will try to get some while we are in space. Bulma, materials for upgrading the gravity chamber. Oh, there are neutron stones, liquid star steel, too many. I'll send you a list later. Cabros, okay. By the way, Sister Tais and I will go to the Galactic Patrol headquarters first to see if the materials are there. If they are, we don't have to collect them from planet to planet by ourselves. Bulma, well, it would save time if we go to the Galactic Patrol headquarters. My sister should know someone in the Galactic Patrol, so it should be no problem with her introduction. Cabros nodded. Then let's turn to the Galactic Patrol headquarters. At Frieza's headquarters, Vegeta was called over by Frieza as soon as he returned to the headquarters. Frieza, Vegeta-san, your Saiyan companion is very powerful. His combat power exceeds 20. Vegeta's face changed drastically after hearing what Frieza said. He didn't expect that what Cabros was worried about had happened. His existence was known to Frieza. Vegeta, Lord Frieza, that man is indeed from my clan, but he is too strong and I have no way to bring him back. Frieza, Vegeta-san, don't be nervous. I don't blame you. We all know your strength. It's impossible for you to defeat that Saiyan. It's normal that you can't come. Vegeta, so Lord Frieza, what do you mean? Frieza, oh, your fellow tribesman has a combat power of 20, which is really good. If he can join my army and work for me, he should be able to serve me better than the Jinyu force. You know what I mean. Vegeta, I understand. Next time I meet him, I will convey your intentions to him, Lord Frieza. Frieza, no, I still don't understand. What I mean is that if he is willing to join the Frieza army, he can be second to none and above all others. Whatever he wants from my Frieza army, I will give him. Even if I don't have it, I can snatch it from him. Vegeta, I understand, Lord Frieza. I will definitely convey your message to Lord Cabros. Frieza, is his name Cabros? I look forward to your arrival. I, Frieza, am eager to recruit talented people. Hehehe, he who can easily defeat Cooler's mecha team by himself is really a rare talent. I must get him. Chapter 15. The female captain of the Galactic Patrol, Kesha, is paying for you. Galactic Patrol Headquarters Base. An unknown spaceship has been discovered. Should we shoot it down? A soldier in the base spoke, and at this time, a sexy female captain, Kesha, of Team B of the Galactic Patrol Elite Brigade, came out. Commander Kesha, wait a minute, let's contact the other side's spaceship. Maybe our own spaceship has malfunctioned, so we have to use an external spaceship. Soldier, yes. On the Cabros spacecraft. A stranger is requesting a call. Do you want to connect? Tacy, let me come in, connect. Kesha, excuse me, who are you? Tacy, yes, are you not dead? Tacy, Sister Kesha, it's you. Is that Jake back? Kesha, I'm back. Tacy, damn Jake, he actually threw me alone to that kind of planet. I will beat him to death. Kesha, this is something no one wants to happen. Now Jake is still seriously injured and unconscious. It was not his intention to abandon you. The spaceship came back automatically. Tacy, is he seriously injured and unconscious? He got lucky. Kesha, let it go. Soon, several talent bases met. Kesha, this is a Saiyan. Everyone be on guard. Kesha keenly noticed the tail around Cabros' waist. After he spoke, the surrounding galactic patrolmen all took an alert posture. Tacy, no, Cabros is one of us. He is my sister's boyfriend. Kesha, our own people. Are there any good people among the Saiyans? Cabros, how can there be no good Saiyans? You are prejudiced against Saiyans, you know that? little sister. Kesha, who are you talking about? Tacy calls me sister. You are Tacy's sister's man, so you should call me sister. Cabros, are you kidding? I call Tais sister because she is my future wife's biological sister. Why should I call you sister? Is it because of your prejudice against Saiyans? Kesha, prejudice. It's because you Saiyans are conquering planets everywhere. You don't do bad things, so why would I be prejudiced against you? Cabros, the Saiyans conquered the planet because they were coerced by Frieza. We Saiyans just like to fight. Kesha, it seems like you, a Saiyan, are stubborn. Then I have no choice but to teach you a lesson. Cabros, you're going to fight me. Kesha, although the Saiyans are known as a fighting race, in my eyes, their fighting power is just so-so. To tell you the truth, my fighting power is stronger than your Saiyans. Cabros, really? I'd like to see it for myself. Kesha, you are quite courageous, little brother. Tais, tell me how strong I am. Let him know the difference and don't think he is arrogant just because he is a Saiyan. Tacy, Sister Kesha, you guys should stop fighting. It's embarrassing to lose. Kesha, hey, little Tacy, you are considering your brother-in-law's face. But it's useless. I must fight today. Today I will let this arrogant Saiyan know that there are strong people in the universe. Tacy, Sister Kesha, you'd better stop fighting. You can't beat Cabros. Kesha, Tacy, what are you talking about? Say it again, I can't beat him. You know, I'm the elite among the elites of the Galactic Patrol, a super elite warrior with a combat power of more than 1.2. Even King Vegeta back then only had a combat power of. He's just an ordinary Saiyan, and my combat power is far superior to his. Tacy, Sister Kesha, although I don't know who King Vegeta you're talking about, Vegeta has a combat power of 1.5, and Cabros' maximum combat power is over 20, so you definitely can't beat Cabros. Kesha, what? More than 20. You should have a limit when bragging. Jinyu of the Jinyu Force, the strongest team of the Frieza Corps, only has a combat power of 12. You said that he, a Saiyan, has a combat power of 20. Tacy, is this something I need to brag about? Cabulos already has 20 combat power. Kesha, if he has 20 combat power, I will marry him as his concubine. Tacy, Sister Kesha, why are you like this? Kesha, hey, please detect the combat power of Lord Cabros. If Lord Cabros really has a combat power of 20, your captain will have to get married. Soldier, okay, Captain Kesha, I'll detect it right away. Ding ding ding, fighting power. Kesha, ha, little Tacy, did you hear that? It's not 20, he only has 4. What do you mean by 2,000 combat power? Is there no problem with the detector? The fighting power is still increasing. Kesha, what did you say? 78,000. How could this be? It's impossible. Although my fighting power has just made a big breakthrough recently, it's just that. He actually has a fighting power that is several times greater than mine. Tacy, Sister Kesha, you believe it now. You can't beat Cabulos, he is a genius among the Saiyans. Kesha, genius. This is not the only way to describe it. With a combat power of 78,000, who in the entire Galactic Patrol can beat him? Oh, by the way, the leader of the Elite A team, Myers, is the only one who has a chance to beat Cabros. Cabros, Myers. Cabros was shocked. It turned out to be him, the apprentice angel. Today was the final confirmation. He used to doubt whether his world was the main universe or the branch universe. Now he knew that since the apprentice angel Mel's existed, the universe he was in should be the main universe. Tacy, Sister Kesha, if you can't beat Cabros, stop talking so much. Kesha, I can't beat him, but he doesn't have the 20 combat power you said. I was wrong, but I won't marry him either. We are even. Cabulos looked at Kesha from head to toe and found that this woman had a queen-like face, with a curvy figure and a really good body. She should be very exciting to have, but did he look like a pervert? Cabros, Tusk, do you really think that anyone would be unable to walk when seeing you? Kesha, what do you mean? Tacy quickly grabbed Kesha and whispered to her. Tacy, Sister Kesha, please stop talking. If Cabulos really has 20 combat power, you will be in trouble if you keep talking. He is just giving you a way out. Kesha, are you kidding me? If he really has 20 combat power, I will marry him immediately. Do you think I am joking? Tacy, you said this to help me, but it sounds like you are harming me. If Cabullos really has 20 combat power, I will marry him. That would be a great thing. Why are you holding me? Tacy, Sister Kesha, no way. You really want to marry this big pig's hoof. Kesha, Tacy, you are not a warrior, so you don't know how terrifying a strong man with a combat power of 20 is. He can be said to be the top existence in the universe. What's more, he is a Saiyan and can transform into a giant ape. His combat power can be increased tenfold, which is 200 million. He is invincible in the universe. Tacy, Sister Kesha, what do you mean? Kesha, silly sister, who doesn't like a strong man with 20 combat power. Are you sure your sister can keep him alone? Otherwise, I will help your sister. Tacy, Sister Kesha, why are you like this? Didn't you say you would marry Cabullos only if he had 20 combat power? Why now? Kesha, what? 78 combat power is also the best in the universe. Oh my god, he is still a Saiyan. He can also transform, and after the transformation, the combat power is increased tenfold. That is combat power, stronger than the universe Emperor Frieza, that is not invincible in the universe. I am so stupid. Having said that, he ran back and showed his goodwill to Cabros. Tacy, it's over, now my sister has a rival. Kesha, oh little brother Cabros, I really like you. When we met just now, I thought you were so handsome, so I said that on purpose. I just wanted to talk to you. You won't blame me, will you? Cabros was stunned by Kesha's performance. What was going on? What did Tais tell him? The soldiers beside him were even more shocked and widened their eyes. Soldier 1, what happened to the usually aloof Sister Kesha? She actually took the initiative to show her affection to a man. Soldier 2, what's wrong? Is Sister Kylie okay? Soldier 1, Soldier 2, idiot, you don't understand what hundreds of thousands of combat power mean. With only a few thousand combat power, you can easily destroy a small planet. With hundreds of thousands, destroying a planet is like a piece of cake. If I were a girl, I would have done it a long time ago. After listening to the conversation between the two soldiers, Cabros finally understood why Kesha did this. Yes, in the Dragon Ball world, fighting power is everything. Chapter 16. In the Dragon Ball world, combat power is everything. Think about those planets that Frieza sold. Because their combat power was not enough, the entire planet deserved to be slaughtered. Aren't the natives of those planets whose combat power was less than 10,000 innocent? He must be innocent, but it's useless. This is the world of Dragon Ball, and the strong are respected. Vegeta can thrive in Frieza's army with only 1.8, repeatedly completing difficult tasks, conquering planets one by one and selling them. And now he has 20 combat power without realizing it. With this combat power, Cabros suddenly feels so terrible. It's a great horror in the world. In the past, Cabros trained desperately and used every possible method to improve himself in order to avoid being sold and enslaved. Now, through learning from masters one by one on Earth, his combat power has increased step by step. The growth path that was originally the protagonist has been copied by himself. His own fighting power has also been steadily improving step by step, along with the protagonist's growth path. Now, he is still lamenting that surpassing Frieza is a long way off, but he didn't expect that he has already become a presence that others can't even look up to. The elite captain of the Galactic Patrol took the initiative to pursue him, and even paid for him, which made Cabros realize that he was no longer the office worker, who could only achieve 996,007 in his previous life, but a super powerful person who could explode in the battle circle and overwhelm the whole world. At this moment, Cabros realized that he had really gotten rid of the status of an ant. Yes, even Tao Pai Pai, who was killed by Son Wukong, who could not keep up with the fighting power of the protagonists in the later period, and was even a nobody in the eyes of the audience, still lived a life of superiority on Earth. After killing someone, he could justifiably take all the wealth accumulated by others. Isn't that the confidence brought by 220 points of fighting power? The transformed Tao Pai Pai has 220 points of fighting power. Cabros, Captain Kesha, I know what you mean, but I already have a girlfriend. Kesha, I don't mind. For a strong man like you, it's no problem to have multiple women. Cabros was speechless. It is said that a man chasing a woman is like a mountain, but a woman chasing a man is like a layer of gauze. Damn, who can bear this beautiful woman chasing after him? It is really unbearable. Besides, he has no experience in rejecting beautiful women. How can he open his mouth? Will it hurt her self-esteem? Cabros was extremely conflicted. He swore that he had never thought of starting a harem before. But what was going on with this beautiful woman paying for him? Cabros, I'll go back and ask Bulma what she thinks. After thinking for a long time, Cabros came up with a lame excuse. Kesha, Bulma, Tai's sister, right? It doesn't matter, I'll go talk to her. Cabros, never mind, let it be. I have something to ask of you. Kesha, don't be so polite. We are all family. Since you have no objection, I will be your wife from now on. As she said that, Kesha took the initiative to come over and hug Cabulos. Cabulos was hugged by Kesha into two big balls with a confused look on his face. This beauty is too proactive. In the world of Dragon Ball, real strength is everything. With invincible strength, can you do whatever you want? No, you can't be too arrogant. Not to mention that there is the trainee Angel Myers in the Galactic Patrol, and there is also Frieza who is always eyeing you. Even if you are really invincible, you can't do things like robbing women. Cabros thought so. He always felt that if his original intention changed, it would affect his pursuit of the ultimate avenue. Of course, even though that's what I said, no one can resist a beautiful woman who pays for you. Whether it's not the initiative or not, it's hard to refuse this initiative. Cabros, well, I need some materials. Can you help me see if it is in the Galactic Patrol's material library? As he spoke, Cabros handed the materials for the gravity chamber to Kesha. Kesha, Neutronite, Liquid Star Steel. Well, these materials are all in the Galactic Patrol's material library. There are even some better materials than the above. Cabros, really? Then please give me one. Kesha, what do you want these for? Cabros, building a gravity room in a high-gravity environment can help you improve your combat effectiveness more quickly. Kesha, is there such a cultivation method? Well, I will get you the best materials. Cabros, that's great. Thank you so much for this time. Kesha, I am your wife. What are you thanking me for? By the way, when are you coming back to Earth? When you come back to Earth, my and Tai's sister, Bulma, right? Tell Bulma and we'll get married. Cabros, I came to the Galactic Patrol headquarters for these materials. Now that they are completed, there is nothing else to do. By the way, is Mr. Myers, whom you mentioned, in the headquarters? I want to meet him. Kesha, Captain Myers, although he is very strong, your strength should be above his. Cabros, haha, you are wrong about this. I am not afraid to tell you that Myers' strength is higher than mine. I can't surpass him in a short time. However, he also has his limitations. Kesha, restricted, he is not at the headquarters. It seems that he is on an important mission. Cabros, important mission, what mission? Kesha, it seems that a planet has been inexplicably drained of all its vitality and turned into a dead planet. Cabros, did the spirit tree appear? Kesha, what is the spirit tree? Cabros, let's talk about this later. Since Mr. Myers is gone, let's quickly take the gravity chamber materials back to Earth. Kesha, what? You can't wait any longer. If you want, you can marry me even if we don't get married. I won't resist. Bah, you have hundreds of thousands of combat power, and it's useless for me to resist. Cabros, no, let's talk about your business after we meet Bulma. I have a sense of urgency and must improve my strength as soon as possible. Otherwise, there may be irreversible consequences. Kesha, okay, let's go. Soldier, Captain Kesha, you are leaving now and not caring about us anymore. Kesha, I'll be back. As he said that, Kesha took Cabulos to get the materials. Cabulos looked at Kesha and felt that he seemed to have seen this woman somewhere before. It was strange. He had traveled through time, and except for the protagonist and a few villains, these passersby should not feel familiar. His name is Kesha. Could this name be from Super Seminary? Yes, she looks similar to Kesha from Super Seminary. Could it be that this Dragon Ball world is a fusion of other anime worlds? Forget it, don't think too much about it for now. Go back and practice well. As long as you have enough strength, it doesn't matter if the world is merged. You can just punch it through. However, since there is a possibility of merging with other anime worlds, I must learn magic and other spell attacks to avoid being caught in some illusions. After I can become a Super Saiyan, I must go to Aterdra. Soon, Cabros, led by Kesha, got the gravity chamber materials and then boarded the space shuttle to return to Earth. Tais didn't want to go back, but Cabros forcibly pulled her onto the spaceship. 3 months later, on Earth, at Bulma's house. Bulma followed Kesha into the room with a grim look on her face and came out half an hour later. Bulma, Cabros, how could you do this? I worked so hard on Earth to help you complete your tasks, but you brought me back a woman. Cabros, well, Bulma, you can't blame me for this. I didn't provoke Kesha. She came towards me first. I am also a victim. Bulma, what kind of victim is this? You're still acting like a good kid after getting the advantage. I'll let it go this time, but if it happens next time, don't blame me for being rude. Cabros, well, actually, there is another woman I like. Although she hasn't appeared yet, it's better for me to talk about it first. Bulma, what did you say? Cabros, you bastard, I want to divorce you. Cabros, well, we haven't gotten married yet, okay. Bulma, I'm ignoring you. Cabros, Kesha, please help me. I have no experience in coaxing girls. Kesha, men are really pigs. Having the two of us is not enough for them. They are still looking at what is in the bowl and thinking about what is in the pot, and they are also thinking about other women. Cabros, well, Kesha, don't worry. As long as you become my woman, I will protect you and treat you equally. Kesha, a straight man, but fortunately he has a sense of responsibility. Okay, Bulma, I will help you to comfort her. If you have anything to do, go and do it. CBLOSS, thanks. Cabros flew up and disappeared in an instant. He had to go see the gods, and he had a sense of urgency, so he couldn't let Son Wukong waste time here. The Temple of the Gods. Cabros met the gods and told them his purpose. Immortal, Cabros, what you mean is that you want Son Wukong to go through your practice path and become stronger quickly. Cabros, yes God, wherever King Kai goes, Goku must go too. God, Cabros, King Kai has a move called Spirit Bomb, which can only be performed by people with pure hearts. Perhaps Son Goku can truly become King Kai's disciple. Deity, that's great. With Lord Kai looking after the Earth should be much safer in the future. I will arrange for Son Wukong's training right away. Chapter 17, the plot starts early. After Cabros finished talking to the Immortal, he was about to leave when he was stopped by the Immortal. Fairy, Cabros, there is something I need your help with. Cabros, what's going on? Immortal, you trained with Master Roshi, so you must have heard about Lord Piccolo. Cabros, Lord Piccolo, I've heard of him, so what? God, a few days ago, the great devil Piccolo, who was sealed by Wu Taidu with the Ma Feng Bo, was released. Cabros, released. Cabros was a little surprised that Piccolo was released 3 years earlier. He originally wanted to move the plot forward on his own initiative. Son Wukong was easy to deal with, just arrange for him to practice in various places in advance. As for Piccolo, he was a little bit masculine, because he didn't know where Piccolo was sunk. He actually wanted Piccolo to appear earlier, so that he could have stronger fighting power than the original. After all, every bit of fighting power would be helpful in the future decisive battle. Yes, Cabros thought that there should be a final battle in the Dragon Ball world, but he traveled through time early, and the plot did not develop to that point in time. Immortal, yes, I want you to help me get rid of him. Cabros closed his eyes and felt the energy of Piccolo. Sure enough, it was about 260 points, and now Son Wukong's combat power has exceeded 320 points. It is far more than Piccolo. It can even be said that Piccolo can no longer put any pressure on Son Wukong. Cabros, you can leave this matter to me, but I have the final say on how to deal with it. God, no problem. Bobo, God. Fairy, Mr. Bobo, maybe it's time to say goodbye to you. Cabros, don't be so pessimistic, I won't kill him. After hearing this, Shanxian and Bobo looked at Cabros. Immortal, Cabros, do you already know? Cabros, well, I won't kill Piccolo. But God, your fate with Popo may not last long. In the future, warriors will be needed, and then you and Piccolo will become one again. Immortal, Capico is evil. Cabros, don't worry, he will get better. After saying that, Cabros flew away and flew towards Piccolo. He thought that he should strengthen Piccolo. Otherwise, this battle would not allow son Wukong to truly experience the cruelty of life and death battle, which would affect his future development. Cabros appeared on Piccolo's spaceship, looking at the old Piccolo with an ugly face. Son Goku is so powerful now that Piccolo can't snatch the Dragon Ball from him, and Cabros himself doesn't know how to activate his potential magic. So it's a bit troublesome to strengthen Piccolo. Got it, first find all the 7 Dragon Balls to help him restore his youth, and then take him to the gravity room to practice. However, before practicing, I have to go find Son Goku in person and fight him to confirm his true combat power. And then when I train with Piccolo in the gravity room, I can grasp the degree of his combat power improvement. Suddenly, Cabros felt like he was the mastermind behind the scenes. Whatever, he was just like that. Anyway, Piccolo would be cleaned up in the future, and he was also doing it to help them improve their combat effectiveness. Piccolo, who are you? Cabros, I'm here to help you. Piccolo, help me, ahahaha. You said help me, how can you help me? If you can't say it, then disappear. As he said this, Lord Piccolo pointed a finger at Cabros. Cabros, don't get so excited. I know where the remaining Dragon Balls are. Piccolo, oh, that's negotiable. Pilaf, Lord Piccolo, I can also help you find the Dragon Balls. How could you choose anyone else? Piccolo, get lost. You 3 bastards are asking me why. Don't you see that he is much stronger than you? Piccolo himself didn't see how Cabros appeared, so he was a little afraid of Cabros, so he drove Pilaf and his gang away. Pilaf and his gang wanted to say something, but Piccolo waved his hand and blew the 3 of them off the plane. Piccolos, who are you? Why are you helping me? Seeing the irrelevant people leave, Piccolo began again, his voice trembling. He could feel the aura, and the aura on Cabullos made him feel like an abyss, with no end in sight. Cabros, you don't have to worry about this. You just need me to help you and wait for my good news. After saying that, Cabros left. After he left, King Piccolo sat on the chair, sweating profusely and breathing heavily. Duck mouth, Mr. Piccolo, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Piccolo, whoosh whoosh, what a terrible air. Cabros used his chi to find Son Goku and discovered that he was with Master Roshi and the others. Also with them were Tain Shinhan and Gyoza, and they were all on the Kame Island. Cabros, who are these 2? Son Goku, this is Tain Shinhan, he's quite powerful. Cabros felt it and found that Tain Shinhan's combat power was around 160 points. It was indeed very strong. Cabros, Tain Shinhan, is he Master Roshi's new disciple? Yamcha, no, Brother Cabros, Tain Shinhan and Gyoza are disciples of Tsuru Hermit, the younger brother of Kame Hermit. However, Tsuru Hermit and his men were too bad, so Tain Shinhan and his men turned to the light. Master Roshi, wait a minute, Cabros, you also feel the powerful aura of Lord Piccolo. Tell me the truth, are you sure? Cabros, this is a detector, take a look for yourself. Son Wukong can defeat the so-called Great Demon King Piccolo without my help. Master Kame took the detector and quickly found out the combat power of everyone. Son Wukong had 326, Yamcha had 201, Tain Shinhan had 163, Jaya Ozi had 96, Krillin had 60, and Master Kame himself had 189. When Master Kame followed his feeling and detected the energy of Piccolo, he found that it was only 260 points, much lower than Son Wukong. Cabros, Master Roshi, your fear of Lord Piccolo has made you lose your judgment. It is obvious that Son Goku's power has far surpassed that of Lord Piccolo. Master Roshi, is that so? Cabros nodded. This situation is not uncommon. Even when facing Majin Buu, who killed his predecessor, King Kai felt that no matter how strong the Saiyans were, they would not be stronger than Majin Buu. But the fact is, if Vegeta had not sacrificed himself, or if everyone was together, when Goku saw his companions being killed or about to be killed, he would burst out with real power, and he could destroy Majin Buu alone. He miscalculated the power of the Saiyans and overestimated the strength of Majin Buu and the king of the demon realm, Dabura, and made the wrong choice, which made things out of control. Of course, these are all things that happened later, but what made Cabros speechless was that the plot changed so much without his knowledge. Cabros almost understood that not only Piccolo showed up earlier, but Tain Shinhan also showed up earlier. It seems that everything changed because of the 20th Tenkaichi Martial Arts Tournament, when Son Goku showed up and won the runner-up. And Hermit Crane saw that Hermit Kame's apprentice was the center of attention, so he also took his own apprentice to participate in the 21st Tenkaichi Martial Arts Tournament. So all these plots were advanced by 3 years. However, Cabros still has to confirm one thing, that is, he saw Pilaf and his gang on Piccolo's plane. Could it be that some things in the original plot have already happened? Cabros, Goku, have you heard of the Red Ribbon Army? Son Wukong, I destroyed him. Cabros, destroyed. How did you get involved with them? Son Goku, 2 months ago, Bulma came to me and asked me to help her collect the Dragon Balls. Cabros, stop, where are the Dragon Balls now? Son Goku, where is Bulma? Cabros's head is buzzing now. He went out into the universe, and when he came back, the plot became such a mess that he couldn't figure it out. Fortunately, he had watched the original story many times. Although there were some big changes in the past 3 months, he understood that there was only one reason why he was so passive now. That was because his Bulma was jealous and did not tell him what happened recently. More importantly, he did not ask Bulma about the major events on Earth in the first place. Chapter 18, Global Live Broadcast. Son Wukong vs Piccolo. Part. There is nothing much to say now. Since the plot of the Red Ribbon Army has passed, I will arrange the plot of Piccolo, the Great Demon King, with peace of mind, and take this opportunity to completely control the Dog King and improve the status of warriors. Let everyone on the Earth know who is saving the Earth. Of course, before that, he had to fight Son Goku to determine his combat power, and then he would raise Piccolo's combat power to the same level as Son Goku. Finally, a big show was about to begin. Cabros was going to broadcast Son Goku's fight on behalf of the Tianlong Company to save the world live worldwide, letting the people on Earth know how destructive a person with strong combat power could be. And if all the people on Earth worship the strong and the strong can make a lot of money, then Son Gohan will not need to study in the future, and then Cabros will watch how Jiren cries. Overthinking, if everyone respects the strong, Kai should not force Gohan to study. And he doesn't need to persuade Kai specifically. To be honest, he has no confidence in persuading women. Although he has 100 reasons to prove that his fighting power is 1,000 times or 10,000 times stronger than that of scholars, he can't stand the women's confusion and nagging. I won't listen. Cabros, I understand. So, Son Wukong, are you interested in fighting with me? Son Wukong, ah, great, I've been wanting to fight you for a long time. The two came to the open space outside and started fighting. Cabros thought that since the plot was messed up, then let it be completely messed up. He was the one who would perfect the plot of Piccolo. Bang, boom, the sound of collision resounded throughout the whole Kame Island. The two sides fought for hundreds of rounds without a clear winner, leaving the others dumbfounded. Jai Ozi, that's amazing. I can't see it at all. Can you see it? Tianjin. Tain Shinhan was sweating profusely. I can't see them. Even my third eye can't see any trace of them. They are too strong and too fast. Tain Shinhan, Yamcha, you are stronger than me. Can you see their moves? Yamcha, I can't see it at all, it's too fast. If it were me, I'd probably be gone in a few seconds. Yamcha lied. He could see a little afterimage, but that was meaningless. In a real fight, one had to see the opponent's moves. If one only saw the afterimage, he would be killed instantly. Of course, Tain Shinhan could also see their shadows when they were fighting, but when the two of them collided, he only saw a fleeting afterimage, but seeing that little afterimage was meaningless. He asked Yamcha if he could see the movements of the two people. Master Roshi, I didn't expect the two to be so strong. It seems that Piccolo is no longer a threat. He's old. Cabros, not bad. Son Wukong, your strength has improved a lot. Son Wukong, but the gap between me and you is getting bigger and bigger, Brother Cabros. Cabros, really? You can actually feel it. Son Wukong, Brother Cabros, could you please show me your true strength and let me feel how big the gap is between you and me? Cabros, if you use real power, you will die, and because the gap is too big, you will die without feeling anything. It's meaningless. I will use power far beyond yours to let you feel the difference in power. Son Wukong, will I die? All right then. Then please use your power far beyond mine, Cabros. Cabros, as you wish. Before, Cabros only had a combat power of about 320 points, the same as Son Wukong, but now he has increased his combat power to more than 400 points. This time, Son Wukong was beaten from all sides. In fact, even before, it was Son Wukong who was beaten, but at that time, Son Wukong could barely avoid the vital points. Now, after just a few fights, Son Wukong was beaten to the point of spitting blood and breaking bones. Bang! Son Wukong was knocked into the ground. Krillin, Brother Goku, is he okay? Following Krillin's words, everyone looked at Son Wukong in the pit and found that he was in an extremely miserable state. His body was covered in blood, his tendons and bones were broken, and he could no longer move. Cabros felt Son Wukong's energy and found it to be relatively stable. Cabros, not even close. As he spoke, he gathered a shock wave and hit Son Wukong from top to bottom. Klin, no. Master Roshi, Cabros, stop it now. If Goku takes this attack from you, he will die. Yamcha and Tain Shinhan were shocked. They didn't expect Cabros to be so ruthless. Cabros' death. A Saiyan's physique shouldn't allow him to die, but he should be able to reach the point of near death. He still decided to give Son Wukong a passive skill, so that his final battle with Piccolo would be more exciting and would have a greater impact on the hearts of the people on Earth. Boom, the huge noise made Master Roshi and the others retreat violently. When they came to their senses, they saw Son Wukong lying on the ground, breathing more than he exhaled, and it was obvious that he was dying. Krillin, Goku, damn it, you killed Brother Goku. Cabros looked at Krillin in surprise. It seemed that after the plot changed, Krillin became more dependent on Son Wukong. Cabros, Krillin, what's your name? Goku isn't dead yet. Krillin, but can Brother Goku be saved in this condition? Cabros ignored Krillin and went straight to Son Goku, took out a senzu bean and put it into Goku's mouth. Cabros, eat it. Son Wukong ate it obediently, and the moment he ate it, his injuries were completely healed. Not only that, his combat power also increased dramatically. From the original 326 points to 435 points, it increased by almost 1/3 of the combat power. Sure enough, the Saiyan's combat power increased greatly after being seriously injured and revived is simply a bug. Let's put it this way. Originally, the difference in strength between the two people was huge, one crushed the other, but after being revived from the brink of death, it became a counter-crush. Who can you reason with? Cabros, how are you, Goku? Are you okay? Son Wukong, I am completely healed, and my strength is even stronger. Cabros, Goku, do you want to fight a strong enemy? Son Wukong, a strong enemy. Of course that's fine, but the gap between you and me is too big, I have no way to resist. Cabros, I will find you a powerful enemy of equal strength. Son Wukong, really? That's great, who is it? As he said that, Son Wukong unconsciously looked towards Master Roshi and the others, but then he shook his head, saying that they couldn't do it. Cabros, Lord Piccolo, just wait. 3 months later, I will arrange a life-and-death battle for you with Lord Piccolo, and you will become the hero who saves the world. Son Wukong, hero, I don't understand, but it would be great to be able to fight an opponent of equal strength. Cabros, then don't slack off in these 3 months. If you are defeated by Lord Piccolo, you will be in trouble. He will not show mercy to you. Son Wukong, I understand. Cabros, goodbye everyone. In 3 months, Piccolo will be born, and it will be up to you to save the world. Master Roshi was wondering why Cabros did this, considering that he and Goku could easily defeat Piccolo. Bulma's house. Bulma, Cabros, you still remember to come back. Do you want to piss me off to death? What Bulma said was incoherent, but Cabros could see that she was no longer angry. It seemed that Kesha had succeeded in convincing her. Cabros, Bulma, it's my fault. I shouldn't have mentioned that at that time. Cabros also realized his mistake. He should never have mentioned that there were other women when Bulma had just accepted a woman. Even if it was at a different time, Bulma would not have such a big reaction. Bulma, forget it. It's not worth it for me to get angry with a straight guy. By the way, you came back so soon. What's the matter? Cabros, well, I want to use the Dragon Balls you collected to help Piccolo restore his youth. Bulma, is that plan going to start? Cabros nodded. Kesha, what's the plan? Bulma, through Lord Piccolo's threat to the Earth, we want to make everyone realize how powerful warriors are, so that they respect warriors and provide them with living security. The specific plan is as follows. Bulma told Kesha about Cabros' plan. Kesha, this is a great plan. I never thought there really is a Dragon Ball that can fulfill any wish. I wonder if that wish can come true. Cabros, don't think too much. It is impossible to defeat a strong enemy through Dragon Balls because Dragon Balls cannot fulfill wishes that exceed the strength of the Maker itself. Kesha, is that so? That's fine. By the way, can Son Wukong definitely win? Cabros, don't worry about that. Son Wukong's real name is Kakarot, and he is also a Saiyan. With the same combat power, no one can defeat us Saiyans. Inner thought, what's more, he is the protagonist, Son Wukong. Kesha, that's good. Bulma then brought all the Dragon Balls over. The three of them gathered together. Come out, Shenlong, grant my wish. Chapter 19, Global Live Broadcast. Son Wukong vs Piccolo. Part, the dragon appeared and the sky darkened. Please tell me your wish. I can make any wish come true. Please restore Lord Piccolo's youth. No problem, this wish is simple. As the dragon's eyes glowed red, Piccolo, who was far away on the plain, found that he had regained his youth. Piccolo, great, I am young again. It feels so good to be young, my strength is back. Great, now I won't be afraid of anyone. Is it? Who? Boom. Just as Lord Piccolo was about to turn his head, he was knocked unconscious by a knife-handed attack from Cabros, who suddenly appeared. Cabros, you are the only one who is not afraid of anyone. Ignorance. As he spoke, Cabros grabbed one of Piccolo's hands and took it away, and before leaving he destroyed Duckbeak. Cabros took Lord Piccolo to a gravity chamber in the wilderness, which was a disposable low-grade gravity chamber where the gravity was 5 times that of the Earth. It was built by Bulma in preparation for this plan. Lord Piccolo wakes up. Lord Piccolo, who dares to sneak attack this lord? Cabros, it's me. Piccolo, it was you who helped me regain my youth. Cabros, exactly. Lord Piccolo, very well, to repay you, I will grant you death. Cabros, ha ha ha, Lord Piccolo is worthy of being Lord Piccolo. I helped you regain your youth and you repay me with your death, right? It seems that I really shouldn't have helped you. Piccolo, ha ha ha, you really shouldn't have saved me. Go to hell. Lord Piccolo rushed towards Cabros, but fell to the ground after taking a few steps. Piccolo, what's going on with the ground? Cabros, sorry, the gravity here is different. It's 5 times that outside. That means you can't move freely here, and you can't kill me. Piccolo, damn it, I won't accept it. I'm going to kill you. Piccolo was not convinced and rushed towards Cabros again and again, but Cabros dodged Piccolo's attacks easily like walking a dog. And every time Piccolo tried to destroy the gravity room or rush to the exit, Cabros suddenly increased his combat power and blocked Piccolo back. Because of this, Piccolo thought that this gravity room was also a magic weapon to seal him. Piccolo, damn it, another seal, damn it, go to hell. Cabros, save me at your slow speed. You'll never catch up with me. Lord Piccolo, I will definitely catch up with you and kill you. A month later, Piccolo's strength increased greatly. I was shocked. Great, my strength has increased, this guy must know it. I must hide well and wait for the opportunity to give him a fatal blow. Cabros thought, you just discovered it. But Piccolo's aptitude is really good. After only 1 month in the 5x gravity room, his combat power has increased to 400 points. It seems that the original plan of 3 months will be advanced. 10 days later, Cabros saw that Lord Piccolo's combat power had reached 10 and felt that it was about enough. Cabros, Piccolo, is this all you have? It's been over a month, and you haven't even touched the corner of my clothes, and you still want to kill me. I think you should stop calling yourself Piccolo and change your name to Waste Demon King. Piccolo, what? You bastard, you are the loser. Inner thought, never mind, I'm going to kill you. After saying that, Lord Piccolo burst out with all his strength and suddenly attacked Cabros. Cabros's inner thoughts, My strength has increased again. I didn't expect that Lord Piccolo would hide his strength. His combat power has now increased to 501 points. Now Goku is in trouble. Thinking of this, Cabros deliberately slowed down his speed and was hit by a punch in the chest by Lord Piccolo. He then suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. He had held the blood in his mouth in advance and spat it directly onto Lord Piccolo's face. Lord Piccolo was startled and laughed randomly. Piccolo, ha, you are too careless. Now your fourth phase is approaching. Cabros, damn it bastard, I want you to die, Kamehameha. With these harsh words, Cabros released a huge wave and attacked Piccolo. Piccolo's laughter stopped abruptly. He felt the energy of this wave and could only use all his strength and also released his ultimate move, the Magic Flash Cannon. Lord Piccolo, Magic Flash Cannon. Cabros, Kamehameha. The two men faced each other with great momentum, and soon the disposable gravity chamber could not hold on any longer and was shattered. Piccolo, ha, it's broken, you can't trap me. Cabros, since I can't trap you, I will kill you with all my strength. Cabros increased his energy output, and just a little bit made Piccolo feel that he had used all his strength. Piccolo, ha, you are only at this level. To tell you the truth, my strength has greatly increased in this room. Now you are no match for me. Go to hell. As he spoke, Lord Piccolo used all his strength to push the energy wave towards Cabros little by little. Cabros, no, it's impossible. I can't lose, damn it. With a roar from Cabros, Lord Piccolo's shockwave completely overwhelmed Cabros' shockwave and covered Cabros. Boom! Lord Piccolo's shockwave flattened a mountain, and Cabros disappeared. Piccolo, ha, I still win. You are too careless. No one is stronger than me, Piccolo, no one. As he spoke, Lord Piccolo laughed. Suddenly, he stopped, carefully sensed his surroundings, and found that there was indeed no Cabros' aura. Then he flew away with a laugh. On the other side, when Lord Piccolo used his full strength, Cabros disappeared in an instant. At this time, he had returned to Bulma's house. Cabros, Bulma, call Master Roshi and tell him that Piccolo was born early. Then, arrange the corresponding reporters. We must broadcast it live around the world this time. Bulma, okay, leave it to me. Cabros nodded, and at this time, Kesha came over. Kesha, Cabros, Bulma has work to do. What am I doing here? Cabros, just follow son Wukong. If you see him about to be killed by Piccolo, save him. Kesha, okay. But aren't you jealous if I spend time with other men? Cabros, son Wukong is less than 1.2 meters tall now and is still a child. Why should I be jealous? Kesha, Cabros, here, these are 3 senzu beans. As long as the person is not dead, eating one will make him fully recovered. If you think son Wukong is in trouble, you can give him one. Kesha, what? There is this magical medicine. What about the other 2? Cabros, just keep it for yourself. You still have to go back to the Galactic Patrol to perform your duties. If you are in danger, you can eat him. But don't be too stubborn. If you encounter an opponent you can't beat, you can contact me and let me take action. Kesha, don't worry, you're so awesome. I will definitely stick with you. Cabros, okay, then you come and hold me. Kesha, hate it. Cabros turned on the TV and saw that the great devil Piccolo had indeed appeared. He had captured the king's palace, controlled the Dog King, and was threatening the whole world through the TV station. On TV. Lord Piccolo, from today on, I, Lord Piccolo, will rule the world. I declare that from now on, all criminals will be acquitted and all crimes will not be punished. As Lord Piccolo finished speaking, the world began to riot. What? How to do this? What to do? Robbery, hand over the money. In a certain prison, prisoners also rioted and killed the prison guards. Some police officers wanted to suppress the riot, but were killed by the demons who came randomly. The demons here are the minions spit out by the great demon King Piccolo. The same is true in other places. Anyone who stops the crime will be killed by Piccolo's men. This makes everyone start to panic. Came Island, came Hermit, and others also saw the tragic conditions in various places on TV. Master Roshi, no, we must stop him. As he said this, Master Roshi looked at Son Goku. Son Wukong, but Cabros told me to wait a day before taking action. Master Roshi, why? Son Wukong, I don't know. Master Roshi called. Master Roshi, Bulma, I'm looking for Cabros. 1 minute later. Master Roshi, Cabulos, why? Why did you let Son Wukong wait a day before taking action? If he takes action now, do you know that every minute late, many people will die? Cabros, why? I want the people on Earth to realize how powerful warriors are and respect them. Grandpa came, I am fighting for the welfare of all the martial artists on Earth. Master Roshi, no, a martial artist does not need others to sacrifice in order to gain benefits for himself. Cabros, sacrifice, Master came, you won't forget it, right? There are Dragon Balls on Earth, and the dead can be resurrected. Chapter 20, Global Live Broadcast. Son Wukong vs Piccolo. Part, Master Roshi. Even if we can revive them, we can't just watch them get killed. Cabros, phew, this is my plan. For the future of the Earth, I must let everyone know how powerful warriors are so that more people can become warriors. Every warrior will be a force to protect the Earth in the future. So, I will not allow anyone to destroy this plan. Do you understand what I mean, Master Roshi? Master Roshi, I understand now. I was wrong. I thought that by hiding, I could make the world forget the terror of Lord Piccolo and live a carefree life. But that kind of life was nothing but an illusion. When danger came, no one had the power to resist. It was my fault. In the future, I will accept new disciples and carry forward the Roshiryu school. Cabros, very good. It seems that you understand, Master came. Weakness is the original sin. Only when you are strong, you will not be bullied and exterminated by people from other planets in the universe. We Saiyans were exterminated by aliens who cannot be underestimated. Master came, you should understand that the Earth needs more warriors and more martial artists to protect the Earth. Master Roshi, I understand. I will cooperate. A day later, Cabros found Bulma. Cabros, Bulma, how are the reporters preparing? Bulma, I'm ready. Cabros, okay, let's start the promotion now. Let's say that our Tianlong security company will be responsible for protecting everyone's safety and will send out ace bodyguards to defeat Lord Piccolo and restore peace to the Earth. Bulma, okay, I understand. Turtle Island, Son Wukong is ready to set off. Son Wukong, I'm off. Tain Shinhan, Goku, how is your practice of the flying technique I taught you going? Son Wukong's body flew into the air, and he performed various movements in the air. Son Goku, I have mastered it completely. Thank you, Tain Shinhan. Now I have a better chance of defeating Lord Piccolo. Master Roshi, Goku, be careful. I feel that King Piccolo's energy is much stronger than before. You must be careful. Son Wukong, don't worry. I will definitely defeat Piccolo and restore world peace. Somersault Cloud. Son Wukong left on his somersault cloud, and not long after he left, he met Kesha. Kesha, Son Wukong. Son Wukong, who woman, I don't know you. Kesha, oh, I'm from Cabros and I'm here to bring you something. Son Wukong, Brother Cabros, what did he give me? Kesha, this is the combat uniform of our Tianlong security company. Put it on, and you will be a soldier of our Tianlong security company. When you go into battle, you need to wear the uniform of our Tianlong company. As she spoke, Kesha opened the universal capsule and handed Son Goku a set of combat uniforms. This was a suit that Cabros had Bulma make by imitating the combat uniforms of Frieza's army. In addition to being light and defensive, it also had the logo of the Tianlong company, a golden flying dragon, which could promote the Tianlong company. Son Wukong, is it necessary to wear it? Kesha, unless you want to leave Tianlong, of course. Son Wukong, okay. Son Wukong tried to take off his clothes quickly, but Kesha turned around and just threw the clothes over to him. Kesha, next, this battle concerns the honor of Tianlong company. You must not fail. Son Wukong, I must restore peace to the world. Before Son Wukong could finish his words, he discovered that Kesha had disappeared without a trace. Kesha's inner thoughts. Cabros is right, she is still a child after all, without any reservations at all. Bulma's house. Cabros, from now on, We can publicize that our Tianlong security company will shoulder the responsibility of maintaining world peace. Tell everyone that our Tianlong company's warriors have gone to the Dog King's palace to duel with Lord Piccolo. As soon as Cabros finished speaking, all TV stations began to report the video of Tianlong Company and played the VCR video of Son Wukong, who was about to duel with Piccolo, and pointed out that he was the champion of this year's World #1 martial arts tournament. Many ordinary people in front of the TV felt that their worldviews were shattered when they saw the video of Son Wukong fighting Yamcha on TV. That's right, the final battle of the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament was between Son Wukong and Yamcha. Yamcha's Wolf Fang Phoenix Fist was very powerful, and he also created his own air bomb in advance, which shocked everyone. When he used the air bomb to fight against Son Wukong, the huge destructive power made the ring bumpy. The Dow Jones family, a wealthy and powerful business family. Chaebol Jones, is this true? Can a group of warriors be so powerful? Secretary Jones, do Dashin, sir, I have checked. This is the video recording of the world's #1 martial arts conference that took place in Nandu a few months ago. It is real. Jones, these martial artists are so powerful. It seems that I underestimated them before. Do find a way to contact Tianlong Security Company and tell them that our Dow Jones family is interested in cooperating with them. Do Dashin, yes sir. Jones, we need to reach a cooperation agreement with them first, and then find a way to contact this kid called Son Wukong and tell him that no matter what conditions Tianlong Company offers, we will give double, no, triple. We must win over Son Wukong to our side. Do Dashin, yes. Jones, the world is about to change. Whoever controls a powerful warrior will have the final say. Other places, including the mysterious Dongfang Long family, the ninja family Chiba family, the killer family Leng family, and the military and political family Wang family, also issued the same order. They all wanted to contact Tianlong Company at all costs and secretly win over Son Wukong. In the Dog King's palace, King Piccolo was watching TV, also furious. Piccolo, defeat me. No one in this world can defeat me. Kakalu, go and get rid of this guy called Son Wukong. Kakaru, yes, Lord Piccolo. Kakalu is a subordinate that was spit out by Lord Piccolo after he regained his youth and was trained by Cabros with all his strength. His combat power exceeds 300 points, which can be compared with the original rejuvenated Lord Piccolo. Son Wukong arrived outside the palace of the Dog Kingdom and shouted something inside. Son Wukong, Great Demon King Piccolo, come out quickly, I want to defeat you. Kekalu flew out. Son Wukong, are you the Great Demon King Piccolo? Kekalu, I am Kekalu, a subordinate of Lord Piccolo. Son Wukong, let Piccolo come out, I want to defeat him. Kekalu, if you want to fight Lord Piccolo, you have to defeat me first. But I don't think you have that chance because you will be killed by me. Son Wukong, really? Then come on. Son Wukong felt that Kekalu was also a strong opponent, at least stronger than Yamcha, which made him very excited. Son Wukong and Kekalu fought, and the two sides fought back and forth. Between the collision of fists and feet, waves of energy surged out. An inadvertent mistake, when one person sent out a wave and the other dodged it, destroyed several buildings. This scene stunned people all over the world. Chiba family. Chiba Ryuichi, this is impossible. How can these two be so powerful? Chiba Mako, father, this Son Goku is so young, maybe he is just powerful and knows nothing. Chiba Ryuichi, what do you mean? Chiba Mako, I think with my beauty as your daughter, I can definitely help my father take down this Son Wukong. Chiba Ryuichi, well, you are worthy of being my most valued daughter. Long family. Long Zioan, Yashin, I thought you were already an invincible genius in the world, but I didn't expect that this Son Wukong was so outrageous. They are so strong that they can no longer be called human beings. Long Yashin, father, I want to contact this Son Wukong myself and bring him back to the Long family. Long Zioan, okay, I believe you, you have never let me down. Cold home. Leng Aishwang, mother, could this Son Wukong be the one who killed Tao Beibai, the #1 killer in the world. Lang Kinkyu, that's right, son Wukong has become more powerful. I didn't expect that he actually joined the security company. From now on, we, the Lang family and Tianlong Company, will not accept anyone protected by us. Lang Aishuang, Mother, this can only keep us safe for a while. If others knew that we dare not take orders from Tianlong Company, they would definitely abandon us. Lang Kinkyu, that's nothing we can do. We are no match for son Wukong. If we don't accept the order, we will lose our credibility. If we accept it, we will surely die. Lang Aishuang, Lang Kinkyu, do you know why Tao Beibai was the #1 killer in the world back then? Lang Aishuang, why? Lang Kinkyu, he broke into a military district alone, and in front of all the soldiers, while watching the tank fire, he killed the general of the Wang family. Lang Aishuang, no way so powerful. Lang Kinkyu, son Wukong is more powerful than him, didn't you see that? The aftermath of their battle could easily destroy several buildings, and look at that hill, it's gone too. Lang Aishuang, that must be fake, a trick. Pa, Lang Aishuang was slapped in the face by her mother. Lang Aishuang, it's a trick. You are also a martial artist, and you can say such self-deceiving words. All right, legends, that's it for today. If you're ready for the next chapter, smash that like button and flood the comments right now. Remember, we've got 3 days to prove this story needs to continue. Subscribe so you don't miss the drop, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.